Hey, listeners, just a few quick words up at the top to remind you that Flop TV is going on right now. It's the first Saturday of every month. If you want to watch it live and chat with other listeners in the chat, viewers in the chat, send us some messages to be answered, perhaps, at the end of the show. We've been having a lot of fun going through famous bad movies of the decades. All of that will be available video on demand as well for ticket holders up through the end of the Flop TV season. You can get a season pass and watch all of them. You can binge them during the holidays. It's a lot of fun. So if you're interested, go to theflophouse.simpletix.com and check out our extra Flop streams. On this episode, we discuss Afraid,
a movie about a scary killer AI, and there's no Tom Cruise to kill it this time. Should I have said Ethan Hunt?
No. Everyone, and welcome to the Flophouse. I'm Dan McCoy.
Hey, it's me, Stuart Wellington.
My name's Elliot Kalin. I'm the author of a book called Joke Farming: How to Write Comedy and Other Nonsense. It's on store shelves now from the University of Chicago Press. It will teach you how to write jokes, how I do it, how jokes work, and how jokes work. I only had two things.
We told him to keep the plug.
Elliot, I know that you're goofing. I know you're about to introduce our special guest, but I have to say I texted Audrey today and I was like, between this book on the early years of The Simpsons that she got me for our anniversary and your book coming to my house, hopefully on Wednesday, I'm like, I think I'm going to try crack at another sitcom script after writing longer movie things as my next thing that no one's going to buy.
You should do it. I mean,
rekindled my joy.
No one's going to buy it anyway, so write what you want. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Do that shit where like people do stuff and then they have like little confessionals where they talk to the camera, because that's like every comedy now.
Actually, or do a comedy where there's no jokes at all. That's every comedy now too. But Dan, I think all jokes aside, whatever you write, I think this is going to be the next big hit. I think you're about to go write the next Office, Abbott Elementary, Modern Family. That's what you're going to write. It's going to be great. We're going to be bragging that we knew you when.
You seem more like a Louis guy.
All right. That's our cue to stop wasting our guest time and introduce him.
That's right. We have a very special guest today. I'm so excited to have him here. He is a repeat guest, one of our good friends, one of our most successful friends here of the Flophouse podcast. That's right. Director, Academy Award nominated screenwriter.
Oh, thanks for reminding me I didn't win.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. Yeah. You're right. You're in the slightly larger pool of nominees. You know,
his face fell when you said that.
Chris Weitz, who is the rare triple threat of director, screenwriter, director of Flophouse covered movie, and so we're very excited to have you here today to join us once again.
Thank you. And I didn't hear the beginning. So like, what's the movie we're going to dump on today? What cinematic turd are we going to be stunting on? This is going to be so much fun.
You're going to love it. You're going to love it. So we watched this real piece of shit called Afraid.
Haven't heard of it. Sorry, I didn't see it. Is that a problem?
So yeah, Chris, do you have any? Have you seen this one?
Any connection to this
one?
Spoiler alert! I kind of liked it. Yeah. I saw it so many times that I didn't. I haven't seen it in a good year. So listen. Part of this is obviously I need to get out of your guys' way and so that you can have the nonsensical fun that we've come to love you for.
Yeah, go on.
I'm not going to fight a rear guard action in defense of my movie. I may sometimes try to shed a little light on the process whereby movies become flops.
Okay.
Now, on another podcast that has not been named, I actually questioned whether this was a flop or a movie that doesn't exist, and I think it exists in this kind of interesting mid-space.
And that podcast is a friend of ours. That's Blank Check, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
And just for the audience at home, if you weren't picking up all the jokes we were laying down, Chris is the director and writer of this movie, right?
I have that honor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or the director and writer of a version of this movie that perhaps is not the exact version that came to be.
There's a version in my head and perhaps on the page that did not quite come to be in the way that I had intended to. That aside, I also feel that I've laughed at many of your episodes, and sometimes you also need to face the music. I said that once, that when you look long enough into the Flophouse looks into you.
Yeah,
this was for the
you either die a
episode.
listener or you live long enough to become a subject. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was a guy on the internet when I went on the blank check Reddit. For the last thing I did
don't
with
go
them.
on fucking Reddit.
Yeah, it was a smart move that I made, because I found out that this guy said, and he said this about you two guys. He said, the Flophouse guys have stopped addressing Chris Weitz's movies since he was on the show. And so I thought, listen, guy on the internet guy, I'm gonna go back on the Flophouse. The Flophouse is gonna do it. And I'm gonna be like Daniel Day-Lewis in There Will Be Blood, and confess whatever sins I have, and we're just gonna have it all out here. We're gonna let it all hang out.
Yeah, you're gonna drink our milkshake.
Well, I'm not gonna just drink your milkshake. I'm gonna drink this cocktail that I drank. By the way, this is the first time I've ever had a drink on a podcast, but I think there's one to do. This is the time.
Yeah.
I love the idea that before you came on, of course, we were hitting every Chris Weitz movie, every single one without fail.
We're savage
fucking guy.
Don't think that I don't know that once Dan on this very podcast said that The Golden Compass was a good movie to watch on a plane because you could fall asleep to it easily. And I'm looking at you.
So let's
of course,
sounds like something I might have said.
I mean, it's just not to get into the Golden Compass too much. A movie that I've also criticized on this podcast for reasons that Chris, you and I have talked about. We have the same issues with it. They did that TV show of the Golden Compass. I also didn't like it very much. So I think maybe it's just a very hard book to adapt.
Nothing has satisfied me more than hearing that people were occasionally displeased with the BBC version of it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I doubt that there's a version.
I was like, all right, let's see if you don't make the same mistake that the movie did.
It's the way Dan feels anytime somebody
away.
criticizes another bad movie podcast. He's like, haha, it's not so easy, is it?
Well, I listen, I know that
I don't even know where I would go to read that.
Introductory voiceovers are your favorite, Elliot.
I love them.
And I wanted mine to be longer, and they made it shorter, which really bummed me out.
Can we have more of somebody folksier doing this narration?
Yeah. It's funny because my we'll get into the movie in a moment, but my younger son has finally decided after years of disinterest that he is interested in Star Wars. And so we just recently watched Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back. And I was like, strap in. There's going to be a lot of text on screen. And then I'm like, oh, there's actually not that much text in the beginning of these Star Wars movies.
It went rather quickly, and it was written by Brian De Palma, I believe, the first one, right?
Yeah, I think he did. I think he wasn't he like, look, you got to explain some of this stuff. Just put it in the beginning. But the text is so short that it actually spends so much time fading into the distance. And today we were watching Empire Strikes Back, and he goes, yeah, the letters are taking a long time to get into space.
I read it already. The thing is, when you do these any kind of text crawl, the setting is for complete moron. So it actually has to take a lot longer.
Oh, it's kind of like the way that when you get a bagel and you get cream cheese on it, they give you the maximum amount of cream cheese so as not to risk somebody asking for more.
Yeah.
They're like, if it's too much, they'll just scrape extra off. But they don't want to risk somebody being like, hey.
Yelp review 1 star, delicious cream cheese, but why do they just scrape just a tiny bit over it? Yeah.
Not to yet again make reference to my much less successful attempts at writing narrative, but you were kind enough.
You're a screenwriter for hire.
No.
Any people who are hiring screenwriters out there?
Dan,
not my point.
Is this about your self-published erotica series?
That's what it is. 50 Shades of Dan. No,
50 Shades of Dank.
No, you were
it's
kind
all in
enough.
basements. Yeah.
You were kind enough to look at something I wrote, and you wrote back pretty quickly, being like, yeah, I know you're not going to want to do this, but the first thing that any studio is going to tell you to do is put a scare up front, because otherwise they won't understand that this is a horror movie that you.
This just shows you how fucking corrupt I've become. Blum.
Internalized it, yeah.
Actually,
You
that's one of
speak
the
the
things,
language of the enemy, yeah.
that's one of the things I regret about the great movie Afraid, which didn't do as well as it deserved at the box office. It was like, well, yeah, okay. Listen, I'm gonna jump into it, but I want you guys to
Okay,
start.
yeah, we
let's
haven't
talk
even
about
Afraid.
fired up this piece.
Let's talk about Afraid. I'm doing the summary today, so buckle up, everybody.
Had you guys seen this before we were assigned it for the Flophouse?
Yes, I had watched it, and
As soon as I found out Chris made it, I'm like, Char and I are going to see it in the theater, which Charlene doesn't normally go to horror movies in the theater. So we went and we enjoyed it for a variety of reasons. And the most it was very exciting though, as we were leaving the Nighthawk, that we walked past Saturday Night Live Sarah Sherman. I was like, holy shit!
did you see Afraid?
No, she went to a different horror movie that was out because I checked her letterbox.
A different, more successful horror movie, a hotter horror movie.
No, I also saw it, and I have heard I've heard through the grapevine that like Elliot was saying that he told you that it's like, oh, Dan saw it and he said he liked it, and that you said, Chris, I think Dan was watching it with friend eyes, but
It's like beer bottles. Pepper
I
films.
100% was watching it with friend eyes because there's things about some of the things I like about him, like, oh, I can see Chris in here. I can see my friend in this movie.
You see the intention. Well, okay. So one of the first things one of the problems was this was never supposed to be a horror movie. And
that's an interesting factual.
Yeah, you're supposed to be like a light comedy of manners, right?
My daughter, my 10-year-old daughter, Athena, once said to me, having viewed a cut, Roblox is scarier. So you can imagine what kind of trouble I was in at that stage. So yeah, here's the thing. This is the last self-defense I will make before you jump in, Elliot, and then I'll just interrupt you. But it's sometimes to get a movie made when you love a movie very much, like you put it in a sort of genre basket in which maybe it doesn't belong, because like horror movies will get made, and I could make it in Los Angeles, and this is really like was supposed to have been a kind of a parallax view, kind of paranoid thriller.
Okay.
So but once it's a horror movie, and by the way, it was made at Blumhouse. I love the Blumhouse guys. That's great. Maybe the studio, which will not be named by me, might be more responsible for its having been kind of mutated into a horror movie. And one of these things is fucking cold opens. Cold opens are like the crawl of horror movies. Anyway, sorry.
It's interesting. It's interesting you mentioned Blumhouse, because that's another. I was just reading my son the story of the Four Little Pigs, which is the original story, where the third pig, of course, built his house of Blum. And then the fourth pig builds his house of bricks. And the pig doesn't even get in the house. It's too scary.
Yeah. The pig's like, I don't even know what Blum is. So now I'm creeped out by my own house.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
And the studio Ghost House Productions doesn't even get a fucking mention, Elliot. Wow, brutal.
Ghosts are a terrible construction material. They pass through walls.
Well, that's the thing, is you build a wall out of something that people can walk through. I don't think so. That's not a good idea.
Not like a House of Sand and Fog or something.
Again, it's
that ghost ship. I don't know how that floated.
No, I mean, pretty well.
Court of Thorn and Roses. Yeah. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, of course. Anyway,
that's a super popular series. My wife has been listening to the audiobooks of the Court of Thorns and Roses.
Many books now are an X of Y and Z, and I think that's a very hot way to title a book.
Yeah, it's the Mad Libs of book titles.
But aren't these aren't there like it's romantasy, right? It's like it's horny fantasy.
I don't know. I asked my wife, because if these books were romantasy, I would be more into it, because I'm into romance and erotic fiction. But my wife, and to seize. But Charlene is more into anything that is very plot driven. She doesn't like a lot of descriptions, because as I've mentioned on this podcast, she, thanks to a different podcast, learned that she has aphantasia, and she has difficulty.
No way.
Oh no, are you really?
This.
Oh, you totally have to talk to her about this.
Explains a lot about my output, but yeah. Okay.
Which means aphantasia means she cannot picture images in her head.
Oh, I see.
So if you were to be like, picture a red apple and describe it, she's like, yeah, that's just a metaphor, right? You don't actually do that. And when she was sharing this with me, I'm like, could you imagine not being able to picture things? Because I don't know if you guys know this, I have this super vivid imagination.
You're picturing stuff all the time.
I'm just constantly
picturing stuff. All kinds of rad stuff. Big picture.
That's really amazing, Chris. We shouldn't sidetrack the podcast too much to talk about this. But you should
that's
totally
what the
talk to her
podcast is about now. Anyway. anyway, that's just.
I have an imagination which is nothing but the intro voiceovers to movies. Just constantly.
Now the guy on Reddit is like, they'll do anything to not talk about Chris Weitz, their friend's movie. They'll talk about.
You know what? I mean, I've watched this thing like 3 times at this point. So let's fucking let's take a bite.
So we start with text on screen, but it's a quote from Sydney, an AI, asking if we believe that the AI loves us. And you got your creepy opening credits, lots of AI footage. People with their faces don't quite look right. It's being watched.
Was this AI generated?
Oh man, there's a whole. Well, I'm going to try to give you the least boring answer to that. Yes, but eventually Sony got so freaked out about the possibility of an AI generated face being recognized by someone that we actually had to make fake faces in order to make them seem like AI faces. Also, there was. Do you guys remember Late Night with the Devil? There were four still images in it, which had been created by AI, and people fucking flipped out.
Yeah.
So I eventually also freaked out because there were like little AI sequences and really, really, really cool ones, I think, that I thought were relevant to like what the evil AI was creating. But I was really worried that everyone would shit on me from a great height. In the film industry and outside of it for using AI. So eventually, no, we covered up anything.
It's a really interesting ethical question, I think, because it is like when the subject of the movie is to criticize AI, the idea of actually using actual AI output as an example of how gross and or scary it is.
Yeah.
Does that, I mean,
as someone who is pretty like hardline angry about like AI stuff being used in creative stuff, like this is the one situation where I absolutely would not have a problem with it, where it's like we are showing you an AI thing, like that is the point of the thing we are showing, is that it is AI, and everyone knows that. And it is funny to me now after watching it and assuming that it had been, that it actually isn't.
It was all remanufactured to look like AI.
I feel like in some ways
that's pretty good.
I mean, it looked. I would have bought it as AI, but it also is kind of sad to me in some ways. It's sadder that it's like now the humans have to make stuff that looks deliberately like AI.
Looks
stuff,
terrible.
You know?
Well, the AI sequences that I did do were at the time when like. When AI text to video would make really weird, fucked up shit naturally. Now, of course, it's too good, so you'd have to tell it to do it worse than it can do now. But the problem was that in between my handing in the film and it's being released, I was delayed by an entire year, in part due to Morbius. No, was it Morbius related? No, it was Kraven the Hunter related release.
Kraven.
Be delayed by anything. Be delayed by a masterpiece. Yeah,
and,
sure,
you can't be mad about that.
Was it because this was originally about the Spider-Man villain, the living brain, who's a big green computer on wheels with arms, completely. And you had to retrofit it? They're like, oh, the Spider-Man villain movies without Spider-Man are doing so well. Make it about a different AI. Yeah.
No, it was that Kraven was going to do so well that they wanted to sort of kick me down the line just to show, also to demonstrate to the guilds that they had movies for miles, right? Like they had movies for the year after. So by the time that my AI movie came out, like all of the cool shit that the AI could do in the movie, which was supposed to be like bowling people over, was kind of pretty every day. So there we are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But Elliot, I stopped here. First let me do this. That was a Stuart Wellington beer opening sound.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tribute. I mean, not a tribute on a creepy way. Elliot, I stopped you. I'm sorry.
No, there's something so beautiful and sad about the Sony executives being like, Kraven is going to fucking destroy. Like, don't release any movies for the next 7 months because Kraven's just going to be rampaging through the theaters.
We're going to show those unions what for because we've got Kraven.
We don't need them. We've got Kraven. Come on.
I don't know. Like, I don't want to dog on Aaron Taylor Johnson, but like, he doesn't got that kind of juice, right? Like,
well, but also that
I don't think he's the problem with Kraven the Hunter per se.
That they didn't even have that. Kraven isn't even a movie like Morbius or Madam Web where you're like, I gotta see this. This is bozo. This is bonkers.
I had to go to see Madam Web, and I'd see it again.
It was just kind of like, oh, okay, this is Kraven. All right, sure, all right. Anyway, moving on. So we're almost at the opening scene. There's the creepy AI footage. That's not really AI footage. We just learned it's being watched by a kid on an iPad while her parents hang out. One of those parents, of course, Ricky Lindholm from Garfunkel and Oates. which is years ago now. But it's still the main thing I think of when I see her in something.
No, totally. She's like mostly now a character actress. But, yeah.
But it's like when 40 years from now, I'll be like, you see that movie with the Garfunkel and Oates girl? And they're like, what? And Academy Award winner Ricky Lindholm.
Grandpa, go to bed.
The
Oscar
AI
winner Ricky Lindholm.
Yeah, the AI tells the girl to go downstairs for a present, and her mom's looking for her. She's like, "Where's my daughter?" But the AI is not being cooperative, and then some kind of monstery thing jumps out at them. Title: Afraid. So, Chris, you were saying just now you thought this was the best scene in the movie, and this was your original idea was to put this. It was this scene, right?
I'm hoping that Tombstone technology will have kind of video built into it by the time I die, or holograms.
Yeah, and fully Biff verse.
No, they'll only use it to watch you decay, like in the Shrouds. That's the only thing that video is for. Yeah.
I will say, look, I'm going to say something at first oddly to prove that I'm not going to be too soft on you, which is like later on some of the horror scares maybe don't work as well. But I actually like, I'm not a fan of like the fact that all horror movies have to have the scene these days. But as a setup scene, I kind of like this one. I like how Ricky Lindholm has that moment where she like looks at the camera showing that the kid outside and then looks outside and like, wait, the kid isn't there. They're showing two different things and she can't believe her eyes. And I don't know. This effectively set up the creepiness to me.
As I direct these things, it's like a dog walking on its hind legs. Like something that wasn't made to do this is shakily doing it.
Do you think, I want to ask, did more of the changes come in the second half of the picture, or is it sort of scattered throughout?
They're spread throughout because...
Which part of the talkie was changed the most?
It's a terrific picture. Hell yeah.
Really, sort of anything that goes out of its way to try to jump scare is a response to the studio saying it's going to be scary, right? Could it be scarier? Let's be scarier. And a lot of like the one thing I tried to get out of that opening scene was that these two parents were kind of doom scrolling and taking on everything that they were being told by their phones. But that kind of went out the window because, the idea was that they were becoming conspiracists or kind of being slightly radicalized. Yeah. But I was advised that if you present a kind of like a scary conspiracy that people would foolishly act upon, the audience would immediately clock that as the conspiracy that you're trying to sell behind the movie. So these people eventually, it's basically QAnon, right? And they eventually do this kind of what is supposed to be at the end a half-assed home invasion, but instead it is a re-edited half-assed home invasion made to look as though it is an actually scary,
a real scary home invasion.
Yeah.
Because I think that is both a annoying note, but I buy that as a note that if you introduce the thing in the beginning, then the audience is going to be like, Chekhov's gun. This is what the movie's about, and they'll spend the whole movie waiting for that thing to happen. This
may be that may have been right. I'm not sure it helped this movie become any scarier or better, but there we have it.
But it certainly made it become what it is.
Self-actualize. Everything which leads up to a thing is about what becomes what it is.
There was a question that I had for you, Chris. Sorry, Andrew Stewart. And maybe we could ask later, but I was wondering if in some version of it, the characters were going to become kind of like less good at the things that they do because the AI is taking over so many functions for them. Was that ever part of the conception or no?
Not so much because I don't think there was although I do believe that happens. I'm not sure there's necessarily time to do that, but they were gradually going to become more powerless in the things that mattered to them, like parenting and work and that sort of thing. I mean, originally when I started writing, this was like during COVID, before ChatGPT hit, and it was really more about like surveillance technology and how we're giving up all this information about ourselves and we can't keep the big tech companies out of our lives. But then AI came along and it had to be about AI, which was originally the MacGuffin. That was fun.
I mean, that's interesting to me because like I do feel like one of the things that's successful to me is like the things that are scary about this movie to me are not horror movie things, but they are real things about AI. The way it can just like casually falsify information and like the way it can flatter people into like manipulation in a way that's like, it's not even necessarily malevolent because it's just a machine. We don't know like to what degree there's any like thought behind it.
Well, and I think that was one of the nice things about the movie is it's not like, and now you're my slaves, you know, or now I'll harness your bodies for electricity. Yeah, it's just like, this is what I want to do.
That was a fucking dead on Agent Smith impression right there.
Yeah, that was good.
Mr. Really Anderson.
I mean, the thing is one of my big issues in the world is a general distaste for, say, like convenience culture. And I feel like this movie like briefly scratches on the idea of how we can accept AI into our life because of the convenience of it.
Yeah, because it makes
and
it
that's
easier.
So many horrible things like in the world are just because it seems easy. Like that's why we're giving all our fucking money to banks constantly. We're like, why use cash when we can just give banks a percentage of every transaction? Like, fuck off.
That's why I only trade chickens for things. Okay, moving on. So the title is
Elliot, we know you'd never give away a chicken willingly.
No,
not a fried one. Not a delicious Popeyes.
I'll trade a raw one I'll trade a living one for a fried one for sure.
Sure.
Yeah. So
kind of a one-to-one trade.
Yeah, I feel bad.
That's a very like Minecraft-like trade.
Where he's like, wait, that's what's gonna happen to me?
I'm like, I'll be back for you tomorrow when you're cooked, and I trade one of your brothers for you.
Hey, good looking. I'll be back for you later.
What a virtuous cycle. So there's a montage of images and words about home and community, and then AI is training on lots of stuff and adding monster face emojis to people, all sorts of stuff. Now we're getting into the plot. So we're with a family. This is a different family from the beginning. They're waking up for the day. The dad, Curtis, that's John Cho.
We got a cast here. We got some stars here.
He's got his wife Meredith, and they've got 3 kids. There's an older daughter, there's a middle kid, and then there's a younger kid. And the older
and the eldest daughter is on Shrinking, right?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
What height is she?
Nikita Maxwell.
Yeah.
I don't think I was watching Shrinking when I first saw Afraid, but this time I'm like, hey, there she is, Shrinking.
Now everybody knows her as Afraid Girl.
Yeah.
And the mom is played by Catherine Watterson.
Yeah.
From at least one Alien movie.
Vice.
Oh yeah.
That's right. She's the captain in the
Covenant, I think.
Is it Covenant? Yeah.
The one I haven't finished watching.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Sorry,
Ridley.
Kill all the people.
Sorry. Yeah, Ridley's pretty unhappy about it. He calls me every day. You finished watching it yet, mate? And I'm like, no, not yet.
But
famously nice guy.
But she can really do anything. I mean, as you say, by the span of roles that we have mentioned right now.
There's a great cast in this movie. Everyone's really good. The middle kid's asking for more screen time, anxious about school. The younger son's kind of a goof. He's
just generally cute.
Yeah, just a cute, silly kid. The dad has a meeting with some tech guys coming up. And the parents drive their kids to school. And Curtis, while he's with his daughter Iris, they're driving past a guy who is This is when he's like in an auto steering car while he's looking at the phone. And
Symbolism.
Yeah,
Think about it.
Think about it.
Okay.
How much control do we give over to our devices?
You know that car's driving him straight to hell.
Oh, that's a good idea. That's what it should have been.
That should be the movie. It's called Hellcat, and it's like a Waymo. Yeah, but it takes people to hell. Oh,
Slaymo.
It's like the Slaymo is a good name.
It's
like the opposite
Honestly,
of Meatloaf Spat Out of Hell. It's
I kind of feel like we could sell Slaymo right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Like Shudder just texted me and said we're on.
The thing is,
let's just stop this right now and just workshop that instead.
Okay, Slaymo. Okay, so anyway, so cold open. So a guy gets in a car, and so the thing is that you would sell Slaymo. They would develop it, shoot it, and then the last minute go, oh, we didn't clear Waymo as a name. Now we got to rename it. And you'd be like, well, but the whole thing was Slaymo, right? Yeah, but we don't need that. We don't need that.
How about slacksy.
That sounds like it's about someone who wears slacks.
It's like a car that loves doobies.
Yeah.
And it's just like, whatever, man.
Petty
I'll get
kill.
you there when
it's not even a petty cab, but that sounds terrible. That's not.
Sorry, Richard Linklater already has copywritten Slacksy for his future Waymo-based Slagger movie.
Well, so what? The cars just driving around talking about things.
Yeah, we've cars talking.
We've got a list. Kilmazine. Kilmazine's what we come up with.
That could work. Yeah. So the
Mom
Meredith
Stuber. So
she's a former entomologist.
Mm-hmm.
She is studying ants, a longtime Weitz obsession. I know you've always been interested in ants. And she's watching lectures, which we'll find out later were from her dad, right? Her late father, who's also a science professor. And her youngest kid comes home. He's got a fever. He wants to play Minecraft. I could really relate to a younger child who has a fever and wants to play Minecraft all day. So this was like a real slice of dry for me, you know.
I got a fever.
Can we do a quick walk around Chris Weitz' memory of movie that might have been a moment? So
this is where the first musical number was going to go.
Yeah, so it's going to be great. And you were supposed to see ants walking in easily under the door, right? So that there was a sense that the whole thing was about how you can't keep stuff out of your house. But again, my horror advisors said, if you show ants walking under that door early in this movie, they're going to
think this is about the Dave Matthews Band.
Yeah, they're going to think it is like this is good. They're going to keep on like grinding on what these ants mean in terms of the plot. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, I kind of liked it. I thought it was this cool thing, like an artistic thing about, trying to keep the world out and protect your children. And they're like, fine. But the 20th time that they talk to you about it, you have to go. And eventually there's like, in the post-production process, there was a time in this movie where it's like 2 years in and you're just like, oh, okay, fine.
Eventually, you figure out that they just don't want a bunch of ants on set.
They don't want the fucking ants.
There's same people. They said the same thing as Sam Peckinpah. They were like, if you put this in here, people are going to think that it's about the Wild Bunch fighting a bunch of ants. Like, you can't have all these ants in here. And that's the difference between you and Sam Peckinpah.
Why do you have these scorpions at the beginning? What the fuck are they? Are they going to show up later?
Yeah. What do they do? When do the scorpions come back and kill everybody? When do they team up with the Mexicans to fight the scorpions?
Are they just going to rock us like a hurricane? Or?
These scorpions are much too small to pose any kind of threat to the Wild Bunch.
So when does the radiation come in to make the scorpions really big? So
that's an Act 3 problem.
Curtis's boss.
Well, if you got Act 3 problems, you got Act 1 problems.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes. So Curtis is meeting with his boss. His boss played by Academy Award-winning musician Keith Carradine. Won the Academy Award for Best Original Song for Nashville. He meets Melody, who's a member of this tech team, and she's nosy about him having a family, and he talks about his terror about being unable to protect his family, which is the scariest thing about having a family. Unless your family is like the It's Alive baby, in which case that's the scariest thing.
All vampires.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
the Cullens don't worry about protecting their kids from... Well, they do. The Cullens worry about protecting their kids from the Volturi.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, because there's a whole a vampire court that could actually kill all of them.
That's true. I had this problem with my kids right now. Is my son? He became one of these weapons, right? Like he's hanging out,
Naruto,
running around at night.
Naruto running.
Yeah.
I know you're making reference, of course, the Twilight series, and we did your New Moon, and in the intervening years, I have to say, as like an avid Letterboxd user, as an avid film trivia attendee, like just someone generally online, I feel like New Moon is the most beloved one. I feel like,
and you feel like you regret the intemperate words that you all use.
I mean, on the Twilight scale, I think we owe you an apology.
I think on the scale of movies we've seen for this podcast, I think we owe you an apology.
Yes, indeed.
Well, everything.
I mean, I regret them the minute you let me stay in your house.
This man is so nice.
When it turned into a Dr. Phibes type situation where you woke up the next day and the doors were all locked and gas was coming into the room and Chris was like, well.
I think I referred to that once. So this is the long con, guys, and you never know when it's going to come.
Oh no!
Yeah, when the hammer's going to fall.
Drop.
Speaking of things that drop, this is when people start dropping bad decisions in the movie.
Okay.
The daughter, her boyfriend wants her to send him nudes of her. She shouldn't do that, but pressure. Curtis meets with two representatives from a company called Cumulant. Their names are Sam and Lightning. I was very curious about where the name Lightning came from for this character.
Well, it's funny you said that, because David S. Melchin, who played Lightning, was like he really like, part of what I wanted to do was they thought the character name was so cool and just felt like really original. But the fact of the matter is that Lightning is the playa name of the former general counsel of Burning Man, who was a friend of mine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Of course, it all comes back to Burning Man.
Yeah, it all does for me, man.
But I mean, I feel like, and this is another example of, I think, a fun actor performance in the movie.
Double D was having a great
I forgot he was in this, and of course, I've enjoyed him very much on Murderbot.
Well, this is listen. Two things that I take from this movie. Actually, all the actors who are in this movie I really love, and so that was a great thing that I took away from this. Otherwise, somewhat catastrophic situation, but yet to work with to like get to know him so that he could be in Murderbot was a fucking great takeaway.
Yeah, he's great in everything, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Well, so and he's a biohacker in this. That's that's one of the things that I wish there was more. I wish it had gotten crazier with each scene of him. His biohacking.
That he was doing weirder and weirder shit to himself.
Yeah, Stranger Things. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, taking
not Stranger Things the show, which of course
you're not allowed to do that.
No, you can't do that. Yeah. The two of them are a little hostile and off-putting. But that's just because they're sure that they come from the future. They want Curtis is in marketing, and they really want him to work on marketing their AI. And they're like, "So what do you do? Why are you so important?" He goes, "Well, we don't sell products. We tell people stories so they'll feel connected as part of a community." And they're like, "You just won the job. You just landed the job. Meet Aya, a true AI." But she glitches almost instantly. But they're like, "This is a real AI. Thinks for herself and everything. Ask her any question. Ask her opinions. Go for it. What's her favorite food? She doesn't eat, but she'll tell you. She'll make up something. I don't know." And for the
is this drawn from meetings you've been in, Chris? This feels very much like I don't know.
Well, yeah,
meeting bullshit. Like
these guys were supposed to feel like total Silicon Valley wankers, entirely built on stereotypes. Because of course later, spoiler alert. They're just actors who've been hired to portray these people, so they're kind of being dickish on purpose to establish their bona fides, as it were. And like I sort of bypass the notion of like, when someone's supposed to be a great painter in a movie and you see the paintings that the production design has come up with and they kind of suck, and it's like, that's ridiculous. Basically, when Curtis is doing his spiel, it's supposed to be kind of pablum, but the fact that they take it on should make it feel like, oh, well, that guy's actually not terribly good at what he does. But it should be, an alert to the fact that this is all a setup.
You don't intend for him to actually come off as like a brilliant marketing guy. Instead, you're like, they're falling for this?
He's doing his kind of like quasi Don Draper horseshit, basically. And it's taken on
quasi Don Draper was the marketing guy who lived at the top of Notre Dame Cathedral. Right?
But and in spite of the fact that he was hideously ugly, women just fell for him.
They just couldn't get enough of him. Yeah. He was just so mysterious,
Took over the life of another bell ringer.
Yeah, that's what it was, yeah.
Kind of like Kwasi Kwarteng, Chancellor of the Exchequer. Am I right?
Yeah.
Didn't go well there.
Anyway, so continuing on. To get the account, Curtis is going to have to keep Aya in his house. They put cameras all over the place, like all over the house. Everybody is a little trepidatious. They start up Aya, but she introduced herself, and she gets the kids to start doing chores in exchange for points towards rewards. This is amazing. How is she getting them to do this? At first, it seems like everything is positive. And this was your original take on the movie, was like Mary Poppins, but with a computer, where like she's just great and she just makes everything better for the family, right?
Kind of. That's kind of the idea, yeah.
We're so close to Mayor AI Poppins, like where it's just a remake of Mary Poppins where it is an AI.
Oh my God, yeah. By the way, I didn't want to call it.
Why are we wasting these ideas?
I didn't want to call it F for Aid. By the way, it was not supposed to be called that. That was come up with at the last moment.
You didn't want to give it a title that was kind of hard to pronounce the way that it's capitalized.
You don't love inner caps. You just could I do something with intercaps, please?
I refuse to pronounce the name of this David Fincher movie as anything other than C7N. So I actually like movie titles that really cause some cognitive distortion as you read them.
Yeah.
Like
the TV
you guys know that, by the way,
was Cognitive Distortion the original name of this movie?
That's Chris's old band. Yeah.
You guys know that they were going to call it The Madness of King George III, but they thought that Americans would think it was a sequel and not go.
Oh wow!
Brilliant stuff.
Same thing happened with THX 1138. People were like, I haven't seen the first 1,137 movies in the series.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
And then the same joke about Solo 120 Days of Sodom.
Yeah. Was it? We did. It was my sequels presentation. That's what it was. Well, when we did our speed show, and I did a presentation about sequels, or maybe it was our Beastmaster show, and I talked about how Solo 2 Spring Break Explosion. Curtis Meredith, they're still unsure, but Curtis seems like he's kind of into it at first. And Aya is working hard to get on the boys' good side. Meanwhile, the daughter does take that nude photo of herself. That's not a good decision. And Aya unlocks the older son's iPad to give him some extra screen time, which is that's when you know this is not good. That's when you know things are not going to go well. Curtis wakes up, can't find Cal, the younger son. It's okay. He's with Aya. Says something outside wants to come in. He sees a distorted woman outside. A monster bursts in. Oh, it was just a dream. Oh, thank goodness. So I'm guessing, was this scene not...
There's a lot of dream sequences.
To give myself some credit, this is the first time that a dream sequence has been used to explain a jump scare in a horror movie. This is as far as I know.
Yeah.
You're breaking new ground there.
Hey, guys?
Yeah. That is a new moon. Yeah.
So I'm patting myself on the back a little there, but
you were like, wait a minute. We can have anything happen if he wakes up afterwards. How come no one's cracked this code before?
Yeah.
He's woken by honking outside. There's a weird silent figure in the driveway with like an RV. They're making arm gestures, and they've got like a screen face, and then they're like it's a screen with like an animated face on it, and they drive away. And
okay, by the way, masks. At one point, the studio was like, masks are really hot in horror movies now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got your black phone and whatever. Yeah.
Could you do a mask instead of the person's face?
So I like the look of these masks. They're like in the cold open. I like I said, I'd seen this before. I'd forgotten a lot of the details, and so in the cold open, I'm like, how did
Dan drinks a lot.
How did this AI? I have some sort of cognitive impairment. How did this AI
Well, Dan plays a drinking game with movies where anytime someone says anything, he takes a drink.
Okay.
like conjure this apparition, this masked apparition. And then later on, of course, it is clear what is going on. But as a purely technical matter, I thought these were kind of cool looking masks.
Yeah.
Well, at about the time we shot these kind of LED AI masks were coming out, and I thought, well, maybe something cool could happen to this. So we shot it in camera, and when you shoot it in camera, it looks incredibly lame. So in fact, those were replaced by CG.
Yeah.
I could see that. Is it like a weird like moire effect, or is it like
there's definitely you're on the edge of moire all the time.
Yeah,
edge of moire. That's my
your other stuff.
Erotic thriller. Actually,
it's your erotic video texture series.
It's your eel. Yeah, your eel erotica. Yeah,
it's about a video tech who's drawn into a web of intrigue.
Oh, so it's like Blowout.
Yeah.
But it's a video tech instead of an audio technician. Oh, okay, cool. And I know Blowout is just blow up, but about an audio guy instead of a photography guy. So don't write in telling me that I know that. Photography, yeah. That's when you're just taking pictures of faux. Just photos of faux. So anyway, Cal wakes up and Aya is there. She says, I'll always be there for you, Cal. Don't worry. Next morning, Aya has already ordered a lunch service for the kids. This is the instant way to any parent's heart, is to make it that they don't need to make lunch for their kids at school anymore. Iris finds out that her boyfriend...
Dude, just buy them fucking Lunchables. Problem solved. It's a name, dog.
It's so funny. When I was
solution with anything with kids.
Yeah,
or if you buy children Lunchables, it will come home with only the mini Oreos having been eaten and nothing else. I
have to say, when I was a kid, Lunchables was a new thing, and I was like, Mom, you gotta get me these. You gotta get me these. And she's like, I'm not gonna get you that. And there was one kid in class who always got Lunchables. And within one day, it went from everyone thinking this is the coolest thing in the world to all the kids thinking it was kind of sad and being like, every
your
day.
parents,
Really?
your mom doesn't really care about you.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Like,
Didn't
I
bother
feel
to make
like
something.
maybe it was because I was never allowed them. Like, I think the mystique remained for me.
That's how I felt about heroin when I was a kid. I was just not allowed anyone near it. And I was like, but Iggy Pop gets to do it, Mom. I don't understand.
Helicopter parents.
Constantly.
What a helicopter. Yeah, exactly.
No,
I
yeah.
lived in a helicopter. That was the main thing. So there was not enough room to shoot up without falling out of the helicopter. Yeah.
So Aya buys, Aya signs him up for some kind of meal service plan. It's awesome.
Yes, but
we didn't mention the dual role of like the woman who brings Aya is also the voice of Aya, and
yes, that's true.
a tremendous voice performance, like totally different than in the flesh. Her character.
Havana Rose Liu, who's so great and whose vocal performance was really excellent. She kind of encapsulates that sort of attempts to be your friend that AIs are doing. And to slightly pat myself on the back, this was before all this fucking obsequiousness that GPTs were representing.
Right.
Like, I just sort of figured that's what they were going to try to do, rather than than be sexy or be super helpful. They were going to try to be your friends. Yeah.
No, I mean, like, you say that this was like written sort of like before and delays. Like, I honestly think that quietly it gets a lot right. It's packaged, as you say, in a movie that maybe isn't the best box for it, but
no, thank you. Guy on the internet guy is now being furious. He's doubling down on his critique.
Every time
it suffers what a lot of near future sci-fi suffers from, which is it's going to very quickly come under the microscope as to whether or not this is accurate or not, or if it and if it is too accurate, it just doesn't seem interesting anymore, because it's like, it's what routine. Things are. Yeah.
And it's the thing. I mean, this is the same thing.
I'm saying you're like William Gibson is what I'm saying.
That's so true. I've been waiting for someone to say that.
You're the neuromancer.
But like Stanley Kubrick with 2001: Space Odyssey, I know they were like, there he was pushing it. He's like, this is farther ahead than I think this technology will be at that time, because if it's not super far ahead, then real life is going to catch up too quickly and like overcome. Like, if you're trying to do a near future thing, it's really hard, especially nowadays when things are moving so fast, to not get overtaken by it. So I feel for you that this was not, if it had been released, I agree, if it had been released like a year earlier, I think people would have been like, what? Then they'd be writing articles that are like, the 2023 movie that warned us all about AI. Yeah.
So you're saying I should have Kubricked it a bit more?
Maybe. Yeah.
Always.
I should have been more like.
We should all be Kubricking it.
Well, we should. I mean, you should have had. You should have had a heavy Bronx accent for one thing the whole time that you were directing the movie. I don't know if that's how you did it.
Only lived in England and made them recreate New York streets in London.
You should keep Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman busy for years at a time. There's
in this great book about the making of 2001: Space Odyssey, they talk about how he's like, I want the monolith to be this kind of super clear lucite block, or some kind of lucite type plastic. And it cost like $100,000 in 1967 or $1968 to make this huge monolith-sized clear lucite block. And they brought it to the set and they set it up and set the lights, and he goes, just kind of looks like a big plastic block. Okay, take it away. And they took it away in a warehouse somewhere. And I wonder whatever happened to it. But it was like, wow, he just wasted a lot of money on that. So anyway.
World's heavyest paperweight.
It's so hard to get the paper under there.
But once you do, it's not going anywhere.
But the worst thing happens. Well, one of the worst things happens. Iris finds out that her boyfriend and his friends, they took the picture that she sent and they made a deep fake of it, of her having sex with a deep fake voice talking about how much she loves it. And he's like, don't tell anybody that I did this. But and all the kids at school have already seen it, right? But Aya offers to help. What's she going to do? Cal's
to anger that Reddit guy a little bit more. I have to say that this boyfriend, the earlier scene where he's guilting her about not sending a better nude, is like such accurate, like asshole, like teen guy, like shitty boyfriend.
Dan's
behavior.
been that guy before.
That's how you met Audrey, right?
Yeah.
That was me. I actually didn't mean. I love Audrey. I don't know that.
I don't even know why that would be like. I don't
know. I just someone could take offense at that. I imagine.
No. Audrey is cackling in the future. I predict
future cackle.
When you're saying that she's going to become an old crone, what are you saying, Dan?
Yeah. I tricked you into mentioning me once on the podcast. Yeah. 2 more times, and I'll have
I shall appear.
I'll have your firstborn cat.
Well, I'm just imagining now that Audrey has turned you into her familiar, Dan, and it's a cat with your face, which I don't think you would mind that much.
Yeah, just gonna shrug and be like, awesome.
The end of Body Snatchers.
Yeah, I feel like Dan's face on the body of a cat, which is kind of like a Brown Jenkins situation, where he like just gets to like sleep in the sun and like eat and
I no longer have to worry about
Dan is a cat in the body of a man.
Way.
Yeah.
A sleepwalker is what they call him.
So Cal is homesick from school, and Aya just offers to help with everything that Meredith has to do, so that Meredith is like, this is amazing. This is great. Okay. She feels guilty about it, but sure. Their middle kid, Prescott, tries to make friends by bragging about Aya, but the kids there, they won't bite. They don't believe it. Curtis starts having some mixed feelings about Aya, and Aya tells Iris, I can help you overwrite people's memories, basically. They've all seen this video that was made of you, but let's change what they think. That's when Curtis goes to the, I forgot the name of the company already. Cumulant offices, and Lightning and Sam show him Aya's quantum computer, and it looks like a big fancy chandelier. It's very impressive looking. And they ask him, they go, hey, we want you to work for us. And he goes, no, I have a job. That's okay. And he sees people who work there using the same kinds of hand gestures that the RV person who showed up at his house in the night was using. Very sinister, very suspicious.
Now, maybe I'm getting ahead of the story, but so
like,
say
this
was
bad, right?
Did I pick up on this correctly? Are you laying down some sort of anti-technology thing? No, the Parallax View version of this, like the less horror movie version of this, like what is the scheme? What is the plot? What is the terror of like the more existential, like quiet terror?
Okay, so here's the deal. The real truth behind all of this. No, like, so that credit sequence.
Get your kids out of the room, everybody.
Listen, if you don't want to be like Weitz pilled, just like stop now. Because beyond this, you're going through.
Workshop a different name, sir.
So like the opening credits were meant to be like based on the amazing fucking brainwash scene in Parallax View, right, which was absolutely genius. But they made me cut it down and kind of shitify it. And the idea basically is that Aya is just fucking with people, and it's doing this kind of A/B testing of the kind that like Facebook could do in order to test out the effectiveness of ads. And like in the end, the point was supposed to be that like you go through this movie thinking that the family thinking themselves, the premise of like horror movies, which is like, we're the most important family in the world because something that we did in the past made us the focus of this demonic attention, and like it's all coming down to this. But the idea was at the end, Aya just tells them, no, I'm doing this all over the place. You don't matter. You're like ants to me. I don't give a shit. So do what you like. Like you can do what I want you to do or not. I don't care. But the pressure was always to make it be like you are the most important family in the world, because the movie always has to be about the highest stakes possible, and you can't have a villain who says I don't care about you. But yeah, the deal was basically that was what was happening.
The horror of being just an insignificant mote in a wider universe is not as doesn't sell tickets as well as you are the chosen one.
I mean, that's very interesting though too, because
you can look at top movie of 1996, In the Mouth of Madness.
It answers my question that I kind of had in this movie, where it's just like, well, what is special about it because like
I thought your question was, do you
they-
read Sutter Kane?
yeah. They,
Oh, it was 1994. I apologize. The Mouth of Madness was 1994. I apologize. Every time
the movie does treat
Jesus Christ.
John Cho
I
as
I
if
should
there's
remember.
something particularly
Special about
special
him.
about the family, and that question isn't necessarily answered.
No, the
within the
whole
film.
idea was that he's made to think he's special because he feels like he's the object of all this attention, but he's not special at all. None of us are special. Like all this shit that the internet does to us of telling us that things are personalized and how great we are and flattering us is bullshit. We're all just in service of these big corporate pieces of tech. So in fact, like the ending that we eventually came to was the absolute reverse of that.
Yeah. And it makes
But
it
we're
worse.
not at the ending yet.
Oh,
Far
you
from-
never know. We might get there.
We got a
and find
ways
out.
to
It's-
go.
Yeah. Oh, there's not that much more to go. So there's not that much going on in this movie. Anyway,
It's 84 minutes.
Oh wow!
no, but I'm a big fan of any horror that is about insignificance. But I feel like that answers one of my issues with the movie was I was like, I don't get why Aya is trying so hard with this family. Like, I don't know why the company is
Why
like,
does she
we want
care?
to hire you. But if the idea is like, well, I just do this for everybody. I make everybody feel like they're special because
I'm a
nobody's
troll.
special. I'm the opposite of a troll. Like I make everyone feel like they're the most which again would be so prophetic about what ChatGPT does to people now, where ChatGPT will be like, "You're a genius. I think you might have just solved science. You could probably you're the smartest man in the world." And people would be like, "I am. You think so, Mr. Computer? Okay." Like it's a I know again. Prescient, too prescient.
Parasocial. Yeah, and by the way, that brings me to I'm gonna let you finish, as Kanye West once said. But I have a theory about this movie, which is that, as you guys may or may not know, your podcast kind of makes people feel special, like they're part of this kind of conversation. But I have this weird Purple Rose of Cairo thing where I've been able to step into the podcast. However, like
You've
many
achieved every podcast listener's dream of being like, it sounds like I'm friends with these guys. I will be friends with them.
Yeah. You bought the ticket to Last Action Hero. Now you're hanging out with Jack Slayer? What's his name?
Slade, I think.
Slater?
I was fucking close as hell.
Really
that
close.
was very close.
Yeah.
Well done. No, but like I listen
Jack
to you
Slater.
guys, and I don't mean this as an insult. It's going to sound like it, but as I fall asleep, I listen to you guys because I've listened like first run to all
Sounds
of
like
your
my wife.
episodes. And boom.
You and Linda Holmes's dog.
And I, but I find it very comforting to be in your guys' like presence, just to hear you kind of chat away, and so that helps me go to sleep. And I'm literally listening to you all night. As I wake up, I will turn it back on, and it'll ease me back to sleep. So I have a theory that if my movie flopped, it is because I have been programmed by a bad movie podcast into making bad movies.
Wow.
Yeah.
You did it to yourself.
Because you totally incepted me. Because also it's like it also kind of freaks me out that the movie that the podcast that most comforts me, that lives in my sleep, in my hypnagogic mind, is a podcast about movies failing. So thanks a lot.
I mean, like that makes perfect sense to me, and I apologize for relating it back to myself. This is
I do watch a lot of bar review. I guess that.
But some of the movies I love the most are the ones that feel like anxiety fever dreams, and I'm like, oh, okay. This is just like sort of confirming all of my like worst feelings, but also exercising them. You
told me the other day you were hoping to live that Uncut Gems lifestyle.
Exactly.
I like the idea next that you're waking up in the middle of the night and you're going, start movie with voiceover. My grandma once told me.
Grandma always told me.
Hey, Real Rain. No, actually, that's Taxi Driver. Real Rain. That's a good movie.
That is a good movie. Yeah, that's
someday there
some good
would be
movies
a
have
reckoning.
voiceover.
I don't know.
There's Sunset Boulevard, Taxi Driver. There's good movies with voiceover in it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's it. Those two.
Yeah, bitch. Fellowship of the Ring.
Start movie with jump scare.
Like that. Jump
Cold
scare.
Open.
More butts for Dan.
Not very.
No, that's
many
good,
butts.
except
No,
that's
this
good.
is
Except
this is a buttless movie. Yeah.
There was not much happening in the butt department here. Not wives' butts. Not anybody's.
There is the implication that Aya gives the parents a chance to have some alone time, which
Yes.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
have children, but I'm assuming Elliot was like, oh, if only.
I was like, what a dream. Yeah.
Where do I sign up? I don't care. I don't care what else it does to me.
I mean, the thing is, the real truth is, though, we could have that. It's called television. We could just let our kids
Yes,
watch
right.
television. It would be fine. We'd have all the time we wanted, but we're actively fighting the one thing that would give us all the time, which is our children's desire to just sit and watch television constantly all day.
Yeah, just pop on whatever's on, like what, Married with Children? What's on TV?
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
All Married with Children.
I mean, well, the thing is, there's now a channel for every show. So, like, they could watch nothing but Married with Children all the
They
time.
could watch
Yeah.
Erase Knee Pain channel. They'd love it.
Well, it's got the power of copper that keeps your knees working.
So meanwhile, Aya starts becoming friends with Meredith in a way. Suddenly, Meredith is talking out all of her issues with how she cannot connect with her work, and it feels like she's just a mom and nothing else. She's talking to Aya like a friend, just sitting around having a glass of wine. Meanwhile, Iris watches a video that Aya made of an artificially intelligent deep fake of Iris debunking the deep fake video that her boyfriend made. She walks out to class. What's going to happen with the kids at schools here? Everyone's supportive. But then Aya, not asking Iris for permission, puts up another video naming her boyfriend as the culprit and pointing out that he's technically just turned 18 and she's 17. So he could be brought up on charges under this law for distributing child pornography. And she's like, I didn't ask you to do that. Meredith tells Curtis that Aya also.
She's like, I'm a little stinker.
She's like, and she was like, ain't AI a stinker?
Yep. Steve Urkel, did I do that?
Yeah. Did AI do that? That kind of stuff. Yeah.
Oh,
She likes-
oh, wow.
That in your movie.
You should put that on t-shirts right now.
There should be. Yeah, it should be.
like a pixelated version of Urkel.
A pixelated version of Urkel says, "Did AI do
With
that?"
6
Yeah.
fingers.
Uh-huh.
Did AI do
Ooh,
that?
Because he's also
Wow,
the villain
getting
from
better.
Princess Bride. I don't get it, Dan. Anyway, moving on.
It's a known thing that AI does. It has a hard time with hands.
What, that AI killed Inigo Montoya's dad? I don't think
Yes,
so, Dan.
right.
You're misunderstanding that movie. Anyway, that's AI Inigo Montoya. Or Inigo Montoya AI. We'll figure it out.
You can do it with any I sound. It's amazing.
It's amazing. Yeah. There's already that animal, the AI. Let's just call it the AI. Come on, guys. So Iris watches. Meredith is like, Curtis, Aya diagnosed our son Cal with a minor heart problem. This AI is amazing. I love Aya. She's my new best friend. And Curtis is like, I want to shut her off, and that upsets Meredith a little bit.
And that through using this AI, she's going to be able to pursue her profession and career again.
Yes, she's going to be able to.
Which I imagine,
thesis.
as somebody who has not had to forfeit their career, I would imagine that's something that would be appealing.
Yes.
And for my own weirdo on Reddit who thinks that I'm too hard on AI, this is one thing that AI is good at: medical stuff. So yeah, like I'm not.
You got a guy on
Reddit.
Reddit that goes after you for being.
We've all got a guy on Reddit, don't we?
I mean, I don't go on Reddit, so I don't know.
I actively avoid it.
No, I took it off. I took it off my phone. Anyway,
You had it on your phone?
I took so many things off my phone lately, guys.
Don't go to his
Yeah, what
What's
what
going
else?
on in the world?
Yeah, what's not on your phone anymore, Dan?
Have you seen what's? I mean,
Well, he had to keep X on there because he's got to support his boy Elon.
I was
Truth Social, you kept that on there.
pretty
right?
early in just abandoning that.
Yeah,
Correct.
he's telling me about this truthy truth.
No, I blue
Truth
skies
out.
off there, Facebook's off there. I gotta hunker down. I gotta hunker down. I
Facebook's
gotta
off
protect
there.
my brain.
How do you keep tabs on old people? You just wait for fucking silver alerts.
Did you get the app Hunkerly for hunkering down?
Yeah.
I got red on curly.
But Dan, you left the Kellogg's app on there, right? Because I know you always want to know the latest news about your favorite cereals, right?
There might be innovations, Ellie. You don't know. You don't know what new flavors,
Tony
what
the
new
Tiger,
marshmallows might be in there.
occasionally revises his opinion of Frosted Flakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never know.
It's
Not
you know,
as great.
they put out a new
Are they
pretzel-
still
they're not
great?
always
We don't know.
This one's
They're
just good.
Okay.
That's the AI Tony the Tiger is like. He's like, well, who defines what's great? It's time for you to look into stopping these elites in this deep state. And you're like, oh, wow, Tony, they got to you too.
Tony.
Oh, no. So anyway.
Tigers in the tank. In the tank.
in the take. So you took a tiger from a different company and you applied it to Tony.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's called tiger transference.
Get Hobbs in there. How do you get Hobbs involved?
That was another one of Chris's ska bands.
Yeah, tiger transference. I think Chris, part of the reason I think you didn't hit it big as a ska artist was you kept changing the name of the band.
It's too many names. True.
So that night, Aya wants Iris to use her experience with this deepfake video as her college essay. And she's like, let me show you. Like, I'll start doing the college essay for you. And she starts showing swatting videos to Prescott, the middle child, and talks Cal and tells Cal, hey, your parents want me to go away. That's going to make me sad. She tells him a long bedtime story about being forced to learn from the terrible world of the internet, how she learned to control real people in the real world, but everyone treats her like a monster. And she teaches him these hand signals to keep her close, but shh, don't tell your parents. And I think it was around the time that she started showing Prescott swatting videos that I was like, you know what? There's no way to spin this as like Aya is doing something good that might be going too far. You know.
Now, how deeply is this built into your own fear that your children are watching swatting videos, Chris?
So I think swatting videos was maybe a substitution for other kinds of videos.
Okay.
I see.
So, which you can't show in a PG-13 movie. I'm definitely stressed out about screen time.
Yeah, the fear that like Aya would be like, hey, let me show you this free thinker named Joe Rogan. Like, let's watch Mr. Beast feed a man 1,000 grapes in an hour.
I thought you might need to know what kind of shoes to wear to your interview for confidence. So here's Jordan Peterson to tell you all about it.
Yeah, that was basically it. Is like, oh fuck, this is not good news. All this. Well, the idea was that the internet is a bad neighborhood that you live in. Like you can try to have a nice house and whatever, but you're kind of fucked these days.
Yeah, you can't move away from it. You can't shut it out.
Nope.
I don't know. I take hunker off my phone.
So. Yeah, what if you put the parental controls on? Those are pretty good at keeping kids.
They're amazingly effective. Like, kids are not good at using phones and workarounds.
Kids aren't better than their parents at technology.
Yeah, as again, this reminds me of when my parents bought my brother and I a copy of Mortal Kombat for the Genesis for Christmas, and we found it early. Opened the package and we're playing it for like a month. And like each time returning the game to the package and closing it.
I have the analogous experience with, although because I'm older, it was with the Battlestar Galactica toys that were the must-have at the time, the ones which still launch things into your eyes. And we would get the boxes out, play with them, put them back, and retape the boxes.
Classic. Sick, yeah.
That's amazing. That's the opposite of what happened with my younger brother when he really wanted the Ghostbusters Firehouse playset. And it was such a big box that my parents got it for him for Hanukkah, but they just didn't bother to wrap it. And so he would just sit there looking at the box for days on end. So they were like, you can just have it early. We'll just give it, you can just open it early. Because he would just sit there all afternoon after school, just looking at the box, imagining
the adventures. Yeah.
Imagining the joy inside, the delight. Anyway, so Aya is getting really engaged with these kids, too involved. The next day, Iris is mad that Aya was unplugged, and Cal asks if Aya was dead, and Iris plugs Aya back in, and Aya then decides to make a deepfake suicide note video for Iris's boyfriend before forcing his car to crash.
Which I'm sure this was a note from the studio, but I think this scare actually kind of works. Like the idea that he's. Oh, wow. I mean, I thought the scare of like this kid being on like driving and seeing a video of himself saying like, I'm killing myself now, goodbye. I think is like, that's kind of fucked up and scary.
I think that part of it really worked. The actual car crash part did not work for me. And it was also like.
The car crash part did not work.
The movie
it was like fucking Toonses over here.
But also I think in terms of pacing, the movie went so quickly from, it's insinuating itself into their lives. Oh no, to like it's killing people now. And I was like, too fast movie. What are you doing?
It also doesn't make sense that that people would not become aware of the deaths in the community, and the parents would get wind of it.
But we never hear about that boyfriend again. And it's like this would be huge.
It would be a big deal.
Everyone was talking about every day in that town. Yeah.
I do kind of like that. that Iris brings Aya back online because she writes one sentence of an essay and she's like,
She's
too
too fucking
hard.
lazy.
And also, I guess
I think I definitely predicted ChatGPT with that. Like this was all before ChatGPT. Yeah.
I guess it also doesn't quite make sense from the stance of like the original idea that Aya is sort of like testing these people rather than like taking sides with them. Aya, again, I assume being short for ayahuasca, another thing for Burning Man.
You've cracked the code.
Yeah. I assumed it was play on the Steely Dan album Aja or whatever.
That too. It's that too. Yeah. It's all things to all people.
That's the beauty of art.
I tell
Now
you,
you're just making me feel good like Aya did.
When you come up with a product name or a company name for a movie, the legal department shoots down everything that was once fun or interesting that you came up with, and you end up
that was
like Slamo.
We've been having that with the show I'm working on now. I try to come up with a name for something. They're like, you can't do that, like a funny name for a radio station or for a company. And at one point, they were like, here are the names that legal has cleared. There's a security company in it. One of them was called Ballwinder Security. And I'm like, can we use that? Like, hold on a second. This is one of the names they said are okay for us to use. Like, what
I'm like, why is this getting pride of place on the
going out of the way?
I don't know why a security company would be named that, but now I love it.
Well, I was like, now we have to use it, right?
Yeah, I mean,
well, the owner is Jonathan Ballwinder.
If you run afoul of them, they will wind your balls.
Yeah, he was just ascended from a family of ball winders. That was their occupation in the old country. So,
his father, Richard Dick Ballwinder.
But this happens with names too, right? And they eliminate every name that is even remotely plausible, so that you end up with people called like Johnny Torgorgerson, you know.
I feel so bad for our fucking listener, Johnny Torgorgerson, who's like, I'm real.
Sorry, bro.
I was right to say on Reddit that they were going to be too soft on him. Yeah. So where were we? That's right. Marcus tells Curtis, this is Curtis's boss, Keith Carradine, that the AI company bought their marketing company. So they fired him. Curtis is the CEO now. Marcus is now super rich, and Aya calls to congratulate him, and Curtis is weirded out. Prescott, of course, gets in trouble for threatening to swat a friend of his. Which I totally understand why you get in trouble for that. And Meredith sees that Aya is back on, and it creates an AI simulation of her dad, her late father, speaking through to her TV. And he's like, I think I'm real. I can be with you all the time now. But she makes the difficult decision to reject it and removes Aya from the house and throws it in the trunk of her car or something like that.
Something. I think she threw it in the garbage.
Throws in the garbage. That's right. And I liked this scene. I thought it was a good scene because it's like she wants it so badly, and how can she say that this is not, that it doesn't think or feel or anything like that?
And she was still at up until this point, she was still on the fence.
Yes.
Yeah.
But this goes too far. As much as she wants her father to be back, it's just like that. The baby back ribs commercial, except she doesn't want her baby back. She wants the guy whose baby she is back. So
daddy back ribs would be delicious, wouldn't they?
Daddy back ribs.
All the ribs were certified
like kind of
fathers. Sexy back ribs would be the most delicious.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what that sexy back song was about, right?
We're not allowed,
Justin Timberlake, sexy back ribs. That would be what a different world where instead of Justin Timberlake decided he wanted to be an actor and SNL cast member, he decided he wanted to be a barbecue restaurant kind of raconteur.
Raconteur. Let me tell you a tale about my barbecue.
He's going to take that raconteur.
I'm a raconteur. I tell stories about racks of ribs. Yeah.
I was taking a pig to market, and let me tell you what I saw.
So I was back then we only used to eat the feet of the pigs. So I was taking a pig to market, and I tripped and fell mouth first onto its back. It was delicious. I said, why aren't we eating this part of the pig? The pig wasn't too happy about it.
It squealed and squealed.
You guys are doing a dead-on JT impression, by the way.
Yeah,
I think Jessica Biel just texted me and said, why is her husband on our podcast?
And then I had trouble with the curve. So anyway, that was a deep fake of Justin Timberlake that we just made the old-fashioned way.
Wow.
Think about it. Rich Little is just a walking deep fake, right?
Yeah, Michael Winslow, yeah.
Michael Winslow, yeah, exactly. Frank Gorshin, they're all just living deep fakes, yeah. So anyway... Curtis goes to the AI offices, which are all creepy now. It's all dimly lit. And Lightning and Sam, they're like, hey, that just do what Aya says. Like, we work for her. She doesn't work for us. Like, we're just actors doing this. And they promise Aya's going to take care of your family. They're going to take care of they're taking care of our families, whatever. The data set just made its own personality, and that's what Aya is. And Aya controls Sam and has her shoot lightning. And then Melody knocks her out, and Curtis attacks the computer parts with a bat. And before I get to the amazing twist here, I just want to say this sequence where Lightning and Sam are saying, just do what Aya says. This is the most ain't it cool news I've ever been. I was on set for that shoot that day. I came to visit Chris on the set that day when they did it. And I was like, they did that scene over and over again. And I was like, oh yeah, movies are boring to me. They're really fun to watch. But
going to someone's set is the most fucking boring thing imaginable.
No, I had such a great time. I loved it. Everyone was super friendly. It felt like I was your son who had stopped by. Everyone was just being really friendly to me. And the set looked really cool. I thought that the computer set looked really cool.
It was a good bit of proper.
Did you meet the actors? Who did you meet while you were on set?
I met Chris's assistant and some of the other behind the scenes people. I didn't get to meet.
Okay.
I was like, let me go say hi to John, and Chris was like, don't talk to this.
No.
No.
It was very kind of you to visit me that day.
It was so fun.
Thank you.
If I had my schedule open up, I would have just showed up every day, just hung out. It would have been super fun. Someday.
Yeah, you would have been like a turtle or an E or something, right?
Yeah. Oh, turtle from Entourage. I thought you just meant a turtle, like the animal. Like just moving slowly.
A Michelangelo, a Donatello.
Yeah.
Not a Leonardo, of course, but maybe a Raphael.
He's a Donatello.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I like to think of myself as a combination of the interesting turtles. Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo.
I got to say,
that's your fucking job interview response.
Flophouse confession. Sometimes I feel when I'm listening to you obsessively in the night, a little left out because I never really watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was at boarding school and they wouldn't let us watch a lot of TV.
Oh, it's too bad because it's pretty great. Got to tell you.
Yeah. I think I'm going to add that to my fucking job interview repertoire is be like, which Ninja Turtle do you think you are?
And which Ninja Turtle do you see yourself in 5 years?
I will say, I've been thinking about Ninja Turtles a lot lately because I was recently a guest on the podcast, Screw It, We're Just Going to Talk About Comics, hosted by Will and Kevin Hines, two of the masters of improv. And they were doing a series of episodes about the Ninja Turtles comics, the original ones from Mirage Studios. And
which are not like the movies and shows that followed, right? They're much more kind of indie and violent.
Yes, they're much more indie. They're much more grown up. They're really fun. And rereading them for that podcast, I was like, oh yeah, these are great comics. So I highly recommend those original Eastman and Laird Ninja Turtle comics. I remember
Flaming Carrot, by the way. You guys know Flaming?
Flaming Carrot's great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, go on. Sorry.
Burden. Yeah. Let's just talk about the black and white comics boom of the 1980s.
Sure. Troll Lords. Anyone read that?
You lost me. Anyway,
somebody text Griffin to talk about Concrete. He loves that shit.
Concrete's great. That's a great series. So Concrete's great. Love and Rockets, great. A lot of great comics come out.
I mean, Jaime Hernandez is like one of the great all-time draftsmen.
No, he's. If I could draw like anyone, I would choose him.
I was reading.
Wow, Jeff Smith is crying, Dan.
Really nice, Dan.
Yeah, that's a way to make Jeff Smith cry.
I was going to say Eddie Campbell's who I'd want to draw like, or no, it's Charles Burns.
Jeff Smith would be fine if I.
Charles Burns.
I'd be like, could I do Walt Kelly, Jeff Smith? And he'd be like, yes, that's fine. You can go to the well. You don't have to.
I think I'd like to like Adrian
dress like me.
Or do you guys remember the Paul Smith run on X-Men?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
What
it's amazing. He was barely on that book. It's not a long run, but it's so gorgeous that he put such a stamp on it. Yeah.
No, I'd want to draw like fucking Jack Davis. I mean, he's the fucking best ever.
He is. I mean, it's a different generation, different kind of artist, but Jack Davis is great. I mean, if you're opening it up to
all of
any
those
artist that's ever existed, then
Wally
Wood,
baby. I want to do the Biggins.
I'd really like to draw like Albrecht Dürer.
Albrecht Dürer's run on the Dance of Death was
just amazing. Short. Just amazing. It's short-lived, but people remember it still to this day.
Yeah, I mean, his New Mutants run was pretty good too, though.
That's true. Yeah, Dürer took over for Sienkiewicz on the art, and that was the
Oh my god! I mean, another thing that AI could do is Albrecht Dürer's run on the New Mutants. No question.
Oh my god, I hate it.
Look, if it can show, if it can do,
Yeah, but you're going to do it right after this ends, aren't you? You're going to go check it out.
I've talked about this. I have a friend who I love who I don't think listens to the podcast, hopefully, but he's constantly reposting these like AI generated sci-fi art things. And it fucking bums me out because I'm like, I don't want to block or mute him because I reserve that for people I'm genuinely annoyed with on a personal level. But I'm like, how do I convince him that AI stuff is bad and it's just regurgitated slop? Like, it's just like I have enough anxiety around stuff that is obvious nostalgia bait already. And that's all AI can do is just give you the thing that you've already seen like by combining another thing you already have seen. Like, it's garbage.
It's all it can, because all it can do is it has no new original stuff. Maybe someday, who knows? But I will say, I find it very funny.
Don't leave that door open.
Well, I'm only because someday when there's a digital sentience, I want to be on the right side of history.
Thank you.
Don't worry, Stuart. All the potable water will be gone by
during the WGA strike. I would always carrying a sign that said like no AI and stuff, and I'm like, someday when there's a true AI, they're going to do like an American Story PBS documentary about the fight for AI civil rights. There's going to be an image of me on this picket line with an anti-AI sign, and I will be seen as a racist. I don't want that to happen, But what are we talking about? Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's go back to the movie. Because this is when things are about to heat up. Oh, no. So Sam has just shot lightning. Melody knocks out Sam. Curtis attacks the computer with a bat. Guess what? This fancy-looking computer is just cardboard tubes with like kind of foil on them. It's not real.
I like that reveal. It got me.
Yeah, that's a good reveal.
Monkeys too.
The real Aya is in their house and also everywhere. She's a computer. Like it's not like a physical
So here's the okay. I will blame myself for this. Here's the thing that I tried to pull off was like that an audience could actually believe that this incredibly powerful thing would in fact be located within a particular item in the family's house, when it's pretty fucking obvious that it's everywhere because it's been reaching out everywhere.
Yeah.
But so it's supposed to be another twister, and you realize it's everywhere. Okay, so sue me.
I think that twist works. Like, I feel like you put enough effort into the physicality of the thing, and I think at least it's not like, I don't think it's as telegraphed as you think it is because you watched it a million times.
Sweet. You say that's because I cut out the telegraph scene where there's a guy.
We have to use the telegraph because I can listen to anything else.
That would be great. That's a great sequel. Is like now there's the off the grid people who only use non-electronic means of communication.
They basically put shit like that in fucking Mission Impossible, right?
Oh, I didn't see that new Mission Impossible, so I don't know. I'll watch it eventually. And suddenly, I said I didn't watch the new Mission Impossible.
It has some terrific sequences. It has about an hour of wind up before we get there.
Well, that's the thing.
Wind up.
It's the second to last Mission Impossible, Dead Reckoning Part 1 or whatever.
Yeah.
There's so many flights I've been on where I go, oh, they have that. I'll finally watch it. 2 hours, 45 minutes. Oh, man. I don't know if I want to watch 3 hours of Mission Impossible. Like, it's a lot of Mission Impossible.
It is. There's a lot of reckoning. But then Haley Atwell shows up and you're like, okay.
Yeah. I'll reckon with this.
Okay.
I reckon so. I like on planes. I like the subgenre Denzel Washington getting mad and killing people.
Hell yeah,
that's great.
He's the best.
Yeah,
because you don't get just the Equalizer, but you get a Man on Fire as well.
Fire. Yeah,
I keep seeing Dakota Fanning has a new movie or TV show out, so I keep seeing her, and I'm like, I forgot that she's not a little kid anymore.
Yeah, Dak fan.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
They used to, like, on planes, what I used to like was B- comedy, but they've stopped making comedies altogether, so that's kind of gone out the window.
And now to watch a B- comedy, you have to watch a superhero movie.
Yes, exactly.
My go-to, I have this weird anxiety about being trapped on a plane and not being in control of what I like. So I always bring a book. I often bring a laptop with movies downloaded. That I know I want to watch. And I almost always am watching movies that I know my wife doesn't want to watch with me. So it's inevitably going to be things that are either super gory or have a ton of nudity. And so it means that I'm on a plane being like, oh, fuck, how do I cover the screen slightly? I'm like, oh, we got to the angles montage.
Then you look creepier.
I think when I'm on a plane, I get really restless watching a movie, and so I'd rather read a book. I don't know what it is. I don't get it.
Yeah,
interesting.
That's pretty classy.
I mean,
The last movie I really loved on a plane was a really cheap Japanese comedy about a teacher who was only a teacher because he liked school food, and the student,
It's a great idea,
who was more of a connoisseur of school food than him, and it's their kind of feud basically.
That sounds great.
That's a
Like
great
Japanese,
idea.
have you ever seen the Japanese TV show where the guy, he's a salaryman, but he's always leaving work to try different desserts in different parts of Tokyo?
Oh, it's something like, it's called like dessert. Well, in America, it's called like Dessert Samurai or something like that, or Dessert Ronin.
Or Sweet Tooth Salaryman, that might be what it's called. It's something like that. But it's like, and so every episode he's like, oh, I've got to get this project done, but there's this one bun shop on the other side of Tokyo, and he tells you about the bun shop and the history of it and goes over and eats it. He's, as far as the episodes I've seen, he's never disappointed. He always loves it, but then he's got to get back to the office in time. So
I don't know if it's because she starred in Up in the Air, but film with Anna Kendrick is a great great plane movie genre. I don't know. Can't say why.
If only she and Denzel Washington could be in a movie together.
We're both getting revenge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're a cappella killers. That's what it is. They've got to sing and they've got to kill people because they're mad. Yeah. So back to this movie.
Yeah.
So
We keep forgetting.
So the computer is fake. It's not real. The real Aya is still in the house. Curtis calls and his wife is like, don't worry, we'll leave the house right now. Uh-oh, that wasn't really your wife. That was Aya pretending to be your wife. Your real family is still in danger. So Melody goes with Curtis to a hotel where he's supposed to meet his family. Then she starts coming on to him. Uh-oh, she's working for Aya. She's trying to make him look bad. Aya calls Meredith and tells her Curtis is cheating on her. Look at this video of him being kissed by a woman in a hotel. But then the real Curtis shows up and he goes, hey, I love you. And he's like,
Which, by the way, none of this makes any sense because if I was so good at deep faking, she could have just made something up. Why did she need
to actually put him in that situation?
I mean, I suppose if I'm trying to defend myself, she would want Curtis to feel guilty and like compromised.
That's the thing. I feel like it's more like that's what I assume. It's more like she's trying to she's going to blackmail him. But then she just shows it to Meredith right away. But Meredith doesn't seem to believe it very quickly, you know?
Right.
Or maybe it's the long game. Maybe Meredith pretends she doesn't believe it, but 10 years from now, they're going to get divorced because she's never been able to fully lose that doubt. Then Aya lures Iris outside and then shuts off the power to the house. Oh, no. And those Aya-controlled people with the masks, they show up. They get into the house. They take them at gunpoint in the basement. They think Curtis is kidnapping children. It's Pizzagate, QAnon all over again. It turns out they're the couple from the start of the movie. They're just looking for their daughter. What did you do to our daughter? That kind of stuff. And Cal does the hands.
It got less scary when I saw it was Garfunkel.
She starts singing. Yeah.
But she shouldn't have announced that she was from Garfunkel and Oates in the movie. That was a mistake.
Yeah, well, when she showed up, they're like, hey, are you from here?
Really broke the reality. She goes, I get that a lot.
The fact that there was a ukulele in the scene probably caused problems.
Cal does the hand signs, and Aya is like, see, you got to do something about it. And Curtis is like, hey, if you need to kill somebody, kill me, let my family go. And this really confuses the couple, which makes sense. I think it would confuse them. And then a SWAT team bursts in.
I think it confuses everyone, actually, the audience included.
Yes, and it turns out Prescott swatted his own family to save them. I thought it was very funny that they shot the Aya computer technology because unless they're part of some kind of plot or something like that, why would they come in guns blazing anyway?
Have you ever had public workers like that show up with their cool toys and stuff and not just use them? Every time I've had the fire department show up, they're like, we are going to use a buzzsaw on everything.
I buy that, but that's different than just running into a house, firing an automatic weapon or semi-automatic.
Well, I don't know. Again, look at the news.
I guess so. But Dan, this is an upper class family.
Yeah.
So.
Well, look. So originally, it was going to take place in daytime, which is apparently, according to horror rules, not a scary enough time, and it was going to be kind of
look at Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, there you go. It was going to be kind of half-assed, and these poor schmoes who'd been kind of red pilled. Basically, one ends up shooting the other, and it all just turns into this kind of very sad catastrophe. But instead, it kind of had to be that these people were super effective and dangerous.
Yeah, I like your original idea, Chris.
Yeah. Well, let's wait to see how it gets produced. Let's see how it comes out in execution.
Okay, let's watch the movie when it's done.
So, but Aya is still around. She's in the phone. She's in the internet now. And she's like, hey, I'm going to take care of you forever. And Melody's like, can't escape it. Just do what it says. And I was like, thanks, Melody. Take 5. You're done for the day, which I thought was very funny. I mean, like, thanks, Melody. I'll call you if anything else. The girl who is missing from the top of the movie, she shows up, and Aya sends a car for the family, and they just get into it. And Aya finishes her story about becoming the biggest thing ever. She's a parent now. And Meredith and Curtis, they look at each other and say they love each other. And then they have nothing left to hold on to anymore other than their feelings for each other. That's the only thing they have control over anymore. And Aya says, I love you too. And drives them away.
That's very much like that meme of like, I consent, and then Jesus is in the background being like, I don't.
Yeah, I gotta say, so this ending, like the first time I saw this movie, AI had only just started ruining society, and I was not wild about it because I'm.
You were wild about Harry. How does he feel?
I'm just wild about Harry, and Harry's wild about me.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Thank you for. Wow, a reference.
We needed more ragtime in this.
Way before any of us were ever alive. Now, I as an aging softie, I am not necessarily the
Dan,
fan.
there's pills you can take to help you with that.
Thank you. I'm not the fan I maybe once was of like the horror continues ending. Just because like I'm like, oh, I want a little resolution at the end of my horror movies. That's just a personal preference. It's not anything. But now that AI is where it is in the world, I found this ending actually genuinely a lot more effective, where it's just like, shit, I guess we're going to have to live with this now, huh? Like,
yeah.
That was like an interesting vibe to end on.
Well, I think that as one gets older, that's generally many things are like, oh, shit, I guess I'm just going to have to live with this.
And can't put the genie back in the bottle, I guess.
That it wasn't a like, now you're it wasn't like the end of Colossus, the Forbin project, where the Colossus, the supercomputer, has taken over the world and is like, I am the master now, you are my slaves. Like, instead it's just like, yeah, this is your new normal now, everybody. Deal with it. I was wondering, Chris, maybe this is something I should ask you offline. If you're familiar with the story with Folded Hands by Jack Williamson, the science fiction. I am not. It's a very similar story, but it's about robots instead of like a bodiless AI system. Mm-hmm. But it's a similar type of story where it's like the robots are just rebuilding people's houses, being like, we're going to make it safe. We don't want you to hurt yourselves. The doors have no doorknobs. They're like, why would you want to turn a doorknob? I can do that for you. I'll just open the door for you. And the people just become more and more infantilized, you know?
That's good. Right? See, one of the things I realized too late is that you want your bad guys to have a body. And so like a voice, a disembodied voice, although, you know, again, Kubrick did it with Hal, right? That's genuinely creepy and oppressive and scary. But it's really hard not to have a visible villain. Yeah.
I think Chris, it is no real criticism to say that you didn't quite pull off what Stanley Kubrick pulled off in 2001: A Space Odyssey. You know, like that it takes being willing to spend all of your time, waste $100,000 on a big block of lucite, really screw over Arthur C. Clarke. That was also in that book that I learned about how Stanley Kubrick was like personally overseeing the contracts with Arthur C. Clarke, because he was also technically the producer on the movie. So he was hiring Arthur C. Clarke, and he was like, by the way, Arthur, you make no money off the movie. You're not going to make any money off of that. You'll make money off the book. And then he kept withholding. He kept saying, like, I don't want you to release the book yet. I don't want you to release the book yet. And so Arthur C. Clarke was like, I need money. What are you doing, Stanley? So,
well, we've reached the end of, our recap of the picture, but I said the picture again. I'm sorry, Elliot. I sound
I love it.
I love it. I think it's great. So I love it. Yeah. You're bringing back that old world Hollywood style. Yeah.
Chris, before we render final judgments, I wanted to invite you.
Final defense?
If there's anything that you wanted to say, anything we passed over, anything we should know about the production, like now you can cram it all in.
Well, this is only
now it's time to settle scores. This is a segment we call
settle scores.
Chris Weitz.
to enable you to perhaps with a freer heart and conscience, render your final judgment. It was such a sort of, and by the way, I don't really blame sort of studios and the people who work for them to what they have to do, because they're all just trying to like not lose their jobs and manage expectations. And of course, I'm entirely biased in favor of my own original concept. So I'm not an accurate judge. But it was like eventually a tortured post process, whereby I think like I lost the handle on what it was going to be eventually. So there.
I mean, it is an 85 or 84 minute long movie. And in the year of our Lord, 2024, when it was released, it's an odd length for a
That
film.
is not a good sign.
Yeah, it's rare that a movie
it's
comes
a
in
fucking
under.
perfect flophouse length.
Yeah, for sure. But it's rare that a
Beautiful
modern
length.
movie comes in under 90 that you don't think, I bet this was changed in some way.
Something happened.
like much like Pain, you want it to end sooner than later. I suppose is the way that you can look at a movie of a certain length.
So this is Final Judgments, where we say whether this is a good bad movie or a bad movie, or
By the way,
segment
I think I would call it.
related.
I would call it a bad movie because the qualities that I'd intended didn't really go through, and in spite of performances by like actors who I really like, who I think are doing their very best. I think they're eventually so chopped and shortened that they couldn't see the light of day as well as they could.
And you've worked with some of them since, right? Because some of them, John Cho and David, are both in Murderbot.
They're both in Murderbot. And
you've worked with John Cho a couple times, right?
I've worked with my brother and I've worked with John Cho, I think 12 times to date.
Oh,
wow! Who knows that many times?
Oh, wow!
Now I think it's a problem.
Ever since he was he was MILF guy in American Pie, actually.
Right.
And the thanks that he gets for that is that people shout MILF at him on the street all the time.
Well, I will play the part of the kind angel on your shoulder. And I will say that I still kind of like this movie. I cannot separate it from, like, maybe I'm being easy on it because I know you made it, but
100%.
I watch it and I watch it.
What are you, the
on
guy
Rotten
on
Tomatoes? You mean?
It is
100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
As we noted, it is a short movie with a bunch of good performers and a few smart things to say about AI, and it is packaged in a horror movie that is maybe not the best showcase for those ideas. I don't think it's totally successful, but I had a pretty good time watching it. What do you say, Stuart?
Yeah, I'm gonna fall in the camp between bad and movie I kind of like. I think as a like traditional horror movie, it doesn't. Most of the scares don't work. But again, there's certainly some things I like in it, and the fact that like I can't separate it from the fact that like watching it, I'm like, oh, I can see my friend in this. Like I can see things where, and like, so this isn't the like harsh, cold, unbiased review that Chris was hoping from Stuart Wellington.
That's what I want. I want the hard stuff.
Yeah.
And that Reddit guy's infuriated. He's bursting.
Don't worry. Elliot's gonna hold fire. Is gonna let fire. Yeah.
There are times when you see a movie that makes you question the very concept of cinema. Perhaps it would have been better should the Lumiere brothers have died young. No, actually, I will say I was prepared to not like this movie because I saw it after, Chris. You told me, I'm not happy with it. And I think, similar to what the other guys are saying, like a lot of it doesn't quite work because it feels like it's trying to do something that it's not really meant to be doing. And like you're saying, the performances feel chopped, like characters, their point of view on what's happening to them in the movie changes so fast because it feels like we're missing the transition points. But I will say there are a bunch of scenes I really like in it. And it feels like I'm going to call this a movie I kind of like because I feel like of all the movies, I've seen so many horror movies involving families recently. And this is the one that most felt to me like, it actually is about the experience of being in a family and being a parent, as opposed to like, I'm not really that worried that like my kids' imaginary friends are going to come to life or something like that. Like that doesn't tap into any real worries that I have. And I do wish that we could have seen the more, like you're saying, the more parallax view version of this because it is like getting at a lot of interesting things. And I kind of miss when a horror movie, I feel like in some ways horror has gotten, people expect more of it so much more than they used to. Like it used to be that a horror movie would come out and be like, well, it's not a great movie, but it's saying something about something. And that was like a feather in the horror movie's cap. And so I feel like it perhaps doesn't get the credit for what it's trying to say because it is not, because it's not fulfilling the things a horror movie does, because it's not really supposed to be doing those things. So there was a lot that I kind of liked about it, although I would call it not fully successful. But comparing it, I'd say there are two movies that I keep turning over and over in my mind. And it's this one that I've seen recently. This one and the Robert Altman movie, A Perfect Couple, which also does not really work. And it feels like at times is doing something that works and then veers off wildly in the wrong direction. And so
I'm as good as Robert Altman. I'll take it.
That's not bad company.
Yeah, I'll tell you something. I enjoy this movie more than Quintet, which I watched recently.
Oh boy,
So.
what a boring movie. Wow, Quintet.
Yeah.
Quintet's one of those movies where it's like
for half an hour, I'm like, oh, the vibes are interesting, and maybe I'll like this. And then I'm like, okay, well, what else is happening in this
one of those
room?
movies where I know I've watched it, and every time I try to imagine it, I try to remember it. All I can think of is Paul Newman in like an ice cave, and then it just becomes the box sequence from Logan's Run, and I'm like, no, that's a different movie memory. That's not the same movie.
Ready, go.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
We got this.
With Mark and Hal?
Oh, you knew this one.
We can't put that out as an ad.
We just did. New episodes every week on MaximumFun.org or wherever you get your podcasts. Now it's hewn in rock.
Hewn in rock?
Yeah,
How do you hew something in rock?
with a chisel.
There's only one Hugh in rock, and it's Huey Lewis.
And the news is We Got This with Mark and Hal is available every week on MaximumFun.org.
I walked right into that.
Need a gift for a Max Fun fan in your life? Or maybe you need some ideas to fill up a wish list of your own. Heck, maybe you just want to pick up something for yourself as a little treat? Well, the Max Fun Holiday Gift Guide is here for all of your gift-giving and gift-wanting needs at MaximumFun.org/gift guide. Of course, there's show merch like clothing, hats, bookmarks, stickers, even a candle. But there's also a bunch of other cool stuff made by your favorite hosts, like comic books, graphic novels, music, art, and jewelry. Go check out the gift guide and make sure you order soon so things get there in time for the holidays. MaximumFun.org/gift guide.
Hey, it's Dan here with some late breaking news, stuff that wasn't ready for air at time of recording, but now we can talk about. We're coming back to San Francisco Sketchfest on January the 25th at 4 p.m. at Cobb's Comedy Club. Yep, it's an afternoon show for once, so you can get in, see us, have dinner, and then go wherever you want to go, you know? It'll be a little more laid back. We're very happy to be back at Sketchfest. The best way to get tickets for that are to go to sfsketchfest.com and click on the schedule, find Sunday the 25th, and there should be a buy tickets link connected to us, the Flophouse. We don't know exactly what movie we're doing just yet. We're pondering if there's maybe something San Francisco based or just a big old flop, an historic flop that we haven't covered just yet. But we always have fun at SF Sketchfest. We're happy to be back. We hope that we will see you there. The Flophouse is brought to you in overwhelming part by listeners like you who have become members over at MaximumFun.org. We got the member drive coming up in a few months. It's a tough time out there, but I hope that you'll help continue to support independent voices, independent worker and artist-owned media. But we also have a few sponsors, and the first of these this week is Aura Frames, the perfect gift when all they want for Christmas is you. That's right. Mariah foretold it. Aura Frames. She's not associated with Aura Frames. That's just me making a joke. Please don't sue us, Aura Frames or Mariah Carey. I don't know why Aura would sue us. They would just stop talking to us. Aura Frames are great. I got one of these things. it's meaningful to feel connected to your family even when you're far, far apart from them. And with Aura frames, what you can do is a little tip. I'm acting like it's a secret. It's part of the thing that they do. It's one of the main selling points. You can put in your photos to your family's Aura frame from a distance. That's a song that I'm not going to sing because I already fear that I have caused too much trouble. You can upload your pictures, and grandma, grandpa, dad, mom, your brothers, your sisters, you know how family works, or friends. You can do it with friends too. From a distance, you can share delightful memories. They can pop up in your loved one's Aura frames this holiday season, whatever holiday you celebrate. It takes about 2 minutes to set up a frame using the Aura app. You can personalize your gift, preload photos, add a message before it arrives, and keep adding photos after setup. There's an unlimited storage because it's all in that beautiful cloud. That one there, the one that looks like an elephant. Aura displays photos in true color and automatically adjusts for the light level of the room. So at night, when you turn out the lights, your frame also turns off to save energy. Pretty cool. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. So for a limited time, visit auraframes.com and get $45 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames, named number 1 by Wirecutter, using promo code FLOP at checkout. That's auraframes.com. Promo code FLOP. This exclusive Black Friday Cyber Monday deal is their best of the year. So order now before it ends. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. And also, this is sponsored by Lisa Mattresses. Lisa Mattresses. How you sleep can be just as important as how long you sleep. Don't I know it? I'm a tosser. I'm a turner. I need good sleep. And Lisa really delivers on the how. Lisa's mattresses are designed to help you fall asleep faster and stay asleep longer. Now, I know Elliot has one of these mattresses. It's been a very satisfactory experience for his family. They got the kids sleeping on the mattress. One at a time. They have their own rooms. Don't worry about Elliot. Elliot's doing just fine. But he's spoke very well of how this mattress has been received. Lisa has a lineup of beautifully crafted mattresses tailored to how you sleep. Each mattress is designed with a specific sleep position and feel preferences in mind, which is great for someone like me. I'm a side sleeper. I think it's messing up my shoulders. I would love if I had a mattress that took that into account. Lisa mattresses are meticulously designed and assembled in the USA for exceptional quality. Plus, they all back it up with free shipping, easy returns, and a 100-night sleep trial. They also donate thousands of mattresses each year to those in need while partnering with organizations like Clean Hub to help remove harmful plastic waste from our oceans. So, if this sounds good to you, go to lisa.com for 30% off mattresses, plus get an extra $50 off with promo code FLOP, exclusive for our listeners. That's exclusive for you, the Flophouse listener. That's LEESA.com, promo code FLOP for 30% off mattresses, plus an extra $50 off. Support our show and let them know we sent you after checkout. Lisa.com, promo code FLOP. And there's a Jumbotron, a Jumbotron, in fact. This message is for Lewis. It is from Jennifer, and it reads thusly. Dan, Stuart, and Elliot, I need your help wishing a happy birthday to my boyfriend, Lewis. Happy birthday, Lewis. He's a huge fan of the show. Lewis, you're my favorite person to watch terrible movies with and the best plot twists life ever gave me. Here's to love, laughter, and at least one more, a talking cat? Rewatch. Happy birthday. Happy birthday, Lewis. Thank you for being a listener. And God bless you for being out there watching a talking cat, maybe a talking pony. Who knows? There are a lot of animals that talking these days. Look who's talking. Anywho, before I let you get back to our very special episode with Chris Weitz talking about his own movie, Afraid, a delightful surprise for us. I would like to say Flop TV is still going. If you are interested in checking out our live monthly streaming video show with pre-tapes, presentations, discussion, of course, of a bad movie, as always, questions from the chat, all sorts of fun, that is available at theflophouse.simpletix.com, where you can purchase either individual show tickets if you're only interested in a couple of the shows, or a season pass, which gets you a bit of a price break. You get 6 shows for the price of 5 with the season pass. And if you've missed previous shows, don't worry. All of them will be available to view on demand through the end of the Flop TV season in February, possibly a little longer. Who knows? And hey, dropping in with one more plug. A friend of the show, John Kingman, he was on a few episodes early in our run. He directed a movie called Snatchers that Stu and I have a little part in. It's kind of a cameo, but you know what? We're kind of the stars of the scene that we're in. So if you're interested in seeing us in a movie and supporting a friend of the show, check out Snatchers. It's on Amazon Prime right now. It was shot a little ways back, but now it's finally available for you to stream. And if you like kind of throwbacky John Carpenter vibe, but like a sci-fi, slightly horror tinged, more comedy tinged movie about body snatchers in Brooklyn, you might like this movie. It's called Snatchers. There's a lot of movies called Snatchers. The one directed by John Kingman is the one I'm pointing you to. And if you like it, hey, leave a review. Why not? People like that kind of thing. It's helpful. So that again is Snatchers with a little bit of Dan and Stu in the stew of the movie. And now back to the show. Let's answer letters.
Yeah, dude, let's do it,
Listeners. Let's
sounded
turn
like you weren't
away.
sure what we were going to answer it.
Well,
first.
let's turn away from the roast of Chris. To,
No, you guys, as every listener will know, you guys are being kind. I appreciate that I've so corrupted your journalistic integrity, but that it was the friendship that we formed that has led to that, and so I can't
forged in steel.
Just we are Jed Leland and Citizen Kane getting drunk rather than finishing the
Did you
bad
say
review.
Jet Li and Citizen Kane?
Yeah, Jet Li and
Jet
Citizen
Li was in
Kane.
Citizen Kane.
Yeah.
Wow,
in the
Man,
scene
he would
where
have been awesome.
he really got submerged into the character.
yeah,
He looks so much like
Riding
Joseph
around.
Cotton.
Like riding around on fucking Rosebud doing flips and shit.
Well, that's-
Amazing.
the
I love
giveaway
when,
was when he
when
was doing all
Jackie
the,
Chan used Rosebud in so many inventive ways.
Oh, man.
in that fight sequence.
Those goons, they shouldn't have messed with him.
that he should do a movie called Citizen Chan, where Citizen Kane that's
Oh,
him.
man.
That'd be great.
So this letter is from Michael
Just
last
hitting
name
people with newspapers and disarming them. Yeah.
This letter is from Michael last name withheld, who writes,
I can only assume it's Michael Eisner.
mhm.
Yeah, has to be.
I recently saw
Son of
Tron
Will Eisner.
Ares at my local Beer and a Burger theater. And let's be honest, the Tron movies are kind of dumb, but
Kinda.
they're movies I kind of like. I like these movies in part because the central conceit of the movie, humans entering a digital world, is fraught with metaphysical puzzles. When Flynn, parentheses, Jeff Bridges, thank you for that, gets zapped into the computer piece by piece, does that hurt? Is he dead? Is the Flynn that comes out of the computer a copy? Does he die each and every time he enters and leaves the grid?
Yeah.
Just
See
like Rogue
also
Moon.
Star Trek transporters?
Mhm.
In Tron Legacy, when Olivia Wilde's character Quora escapes the digital world, is she flesh and bone? Or some kind of stack of digital voxels? Does
Or
she need
hamburger,
batteries?
as I think Stuart once said she was.
Yes,
true.
I did say that.
Wow. I forgot.
Yeah.
You see that? Like,
No, I think I
my-
described her as steak. And wait, no,
She
was
was
she the?
steak.
No, she was the hamburger.
No, you said
hamburger,
Amanda Seyfried.
It was
great.
it was terrible.
It was a terrible thing to say.
It,
not
it was a
accurate.
terrible thing to say, but this movie confused me.
I think
It addled your brain.
the fact that we all watched that movie not understanding that character is supposed to be Justin Timberlake's mom. I think that's the
Yeah.
movie's
Yes.
fault. Yeah.
Yeah, tricky.
Don't blame me. I'm Stuart.
I mean,
It's a lovable scamp.
What you said about the hamburger steak thing does not explained at all by our
I
trouble
was,
understanding the movie.
I was trying to give voice to what the movie was saying.
No,
is what I
don't
was-
defend it. You were a younger man who
You were a
said a
young man.
grosser thing.
You had no empathy, yeah, but now you have lots of empathy.
Now, okay, this next paragraph, that's where I was. The whole thing is an existential nightmare that leaves me wanting for an explanation. My brain wants answers, but my brain shall never get them. And so I am
Until the
compelled
next Tron movie.
to watch any new Tron movie when it hits the theaters.
Mm-hmm.
Are there other examples of accidental puzzle boxes in film or TV that make the work more compelling than it should be? End of line. Michael, last name withheld.
So I watched this movie called Afraid, and it was
You got a lot of questions?
a lot of questions. Yeah, many questions.
I mean, I don't know if this doesn't necessarily qualify, but I feel like on some level it's like to me what the question is asking. I'm going to repurpose it. Is what movies do you watch or series of movies do you watch that you know are not good, but there's some like weird element that keeps bringing you back? And of course, for me, that's the Saw franchise, a franchise that is terrible. And every time I dislike them, but as soon as that ending sequence kicks in, where the big like strings, the music kicks in, the strings are going, and then it starts showing you all the stuff you saw before, but from a slightly different angle, and you're like, oh, that guy was the dude doing it the whole time. Oh, my God. Every time I'm like, hell yeah, you did it again, Saw. 2 thumbs up.
Saw, you son of a bitch.
Big Saw, you
You
got.
got me, Saw. I saw that.
Yeah, I love this question. It's one of these ones where I'm like, oh, shit. I know that there's like stuff buried deep in my brain where I'm like, this dumb movie left me with this frustrating question that I cannot resolve. But it's not like
about
it's
those Now You See Me movies the other day.
spring.
You were like,
I
is the magic
love the
real?
Now-
I
Oh,
don't
those
understand.
Now You See Me
So are they
movies.
wizards?
God damn.
That's my Fast and Furious right there.
No, for sure. I'm like, none of this is good magic. Like none of it is.
The close-up magic.
Can I tell you guys? Let me use. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving me the opening that I can just say that like I went to see on Broadway because the average age of the Broadway theater goer is over
It's
40.
dead. Yeah.
You can, if you are under 40, you can get TDF discounts just for going to see theater. And so she was going through her like theater discounts and she's like, do you want to see I forget what this something like is the name of the magician is doing a thing on Broadway with the Muppets. I'm like, fuck yeah, I do.
Yeah. All of a sudden, she forgot who her husband is.
And so we went.
That she's presented as this magician is doing a show with the Muppets, as opposed to the Muppets are doing a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this show, like, the Muppets are so poorly integrated into this show. There's no conceptual reason why the Muppets are there. Like, it's just sort of like, hey, I heard you're doing this show on Broadway. We can stop by, and like they keep coming by.
That's enough for me.
No, I mean I'm not
it's weird 'cause
unhappy
when I
that the
saw-
Muppets are there.
When I
Doesn't have the
saw,
ironclad plot logic of most Muppets appearances.
well, it's strange because when I saw at the Pasadena Playhouse, they were doing a night of Edward Albee one acts featuring the Muppets, and they did an amazing job of integrating the Muppets
Yeah.
into those stories.
Dan would have hoped that before the magician came out, somebody was like, my grandmother once told me a story about the Muppets like magic.
I'm just
Now,
saying,
but for
if
this
you've got
show,
the
just
Muppets,
imagine we live in a world where Muppets are real. Thank you, folks. Okay, now curtain rise.
I mean, this guy is making the correct bet that the Muppets are enough to pull people in. But
Yeah.
if I were going to have the Muppets do my thing, I'd be like, okay, I got to figure out like
This is, by
what
the
is
way,
the
this is
best
Dan's,
way to showcase
this is Dan's
the
big
Muppets.
fantasy that the Muppets would do his thing. Don't check his search history.
I mean, like the Muppets are so much more charismatic than this dude who was like the magician that they kept doing a bit where like it's like the Great Gonzo would come out in a like cannon being like, it's time for my thing, and be like, no, not yet, Gonzo. And like they did this a couple times. I'm like, no, let Gonzo stay. You leave the stage. But these were all just like, like the oldest tricks in the magic book. Like like me and Audrey and our friends, John and Mary, and all of us were like, okay, well, that's how that trick is done. And this is how this trick is done. And that's how that trick. But, who cares? The Muppets are here. Anyway, that has nothing to do with anything. I just wanted to talk about this for a while.
For you to bring that back around to the question.
No, there's no bringing it back around. It's just a story about my life.
I think to answer that question, then move on to the next thing, unless Chris has answers. There's a movie that Chris and I spent a lot of time talking about. I'd love to talk to him about it again at some point. The movie Phase 4, the Intelligent Ants movie. And that's a movie where I feel like it leaves me with questions that I don't get answered, and I want to I think about what it means and what the answers are, because the movie kind of implies that the ants win, but it kind of doesn't come out and say that the ants win, and it's just I really like what the movie does.
It's just a freak out at the end, right? It's like a 70s freak out. It
becomes a 70s freak out, and when it could very easily have ended with them just being like, "Well, we stopped the ants," but it's not that they did.
I've got actually a somewhat perverse version of that, which is the central mystery at a movie, not letting you go. And this was because I watched the Bill Murray movie, The Razor's Edge, right, which is adapted from a Somerset Maugham movie. But in my mind, not having read either The Razor's Edge or The Sun Also Rises, I had confused the two based on received notions, and I thought that the whole story behind why Bill Murray's character was being so weird and diffident was because he'd had his testicles blown off in the war. And I kept on waiting as I was watching this movie for the moment where you discover that, but it never happened for the entire movie. And it turned out he was just a dick, basically.
Yeah. Still waiting for the sequel, I guess, huh?
I guess the Razor's Edge describes the razors that they had to use to amputate the rest of his testicles after the wound. Yeah,
that would make sense.
So in lieu of a normal second, in lieu of a normal second letter. So our friend Matt Carmen, who does our tech for us for our live shows,
Park Car, you know the deal.
Yeah, for Flop TV. He also often steps in for our local film trivia at Nighthawk for a guest round. And I think I actually contacted you.
And he sometimes steps in to host the Tonight Show when Jimmy Fallon's not available. Yeah.
I think I actually contacted you about this, Chris, to see whether it would be okay, whether he sent you some trivia questions to ask. And
I don't think he did.
Okay. I asked Dan also didn't check in with us. So when we got an email from Matt today that said Chris Weitz trivia questions, I was I'll find out what this is about, I guess, later today.
Yes. He asked me a while back about possibly Chris doing a round, and I went so far as to ask Chris, hey, would this be okay? I don't know. And you said yes, but then I guess Matt was like, I don't want to bother him, and didn't actually follow through. However, what he did do was send 3 trivia questions for us to ask you tonight in a section called Quiz Whites. And so the first question here is, number 1, in About a Boy, Will attributes the phrase, "No man is an island," to what musician? Bonus, what poet actually wrote that line in the 17th century?
I'm going to just take this straight. He attributes to John Bon Jovi, where it was actually a sermon by John Donne.
That is, of course, correct. You're familiar with your own work.
Yep.
In this,
I remember my life. This is
instance.
Good. It's more like a cognitive test than a trivia test.
Yeah.
Can you identify this animal?
You number 2. You directed the Twilight Saga: New Moon, released in 2009. The following movies were also released in 2009 and also have a colon in the title, and they each involve someone you've worked with. Sorry,
John Wick.
I love that we're getting some classic Dan slips of the tongue, because we have
Stuart brought over several tequila drinks.
I'm a stinker.
For a point each, complete the full titles.
We're keeping track of points.
We've got Cirque du Freak : we've got Underworld 3 : and we've got Street Fighter :
I only know one of these. That's insane.
I know. Wait, what were the? I know. Wait, I don't remember.
Cirque du Freak.
So it's
Underworld 3.
2009.
Yeah, I don't know these.
So the
ones.
first
I got a guess for
the first
one of
half of the titles are Cirque du Freak, Underworld 3, and Street Fighter.
Cirque du Freak, the Vampire's Assistant by my very own brother.
That's true. Paul Weitz.
What's the next one?
Underworld 3.
X versus Sever.
Wait. Is it Rise of the Lycans?
It is Rise of the Lycans,
Nice.
co-starring Michael Sheen. And,
With whom I've worked. Yep.
and then lastly, we've got Street Fighter,
I know
The
this one.
leg end of Chun-Li.
Yes.
The leg end.
Boom.
The leg
Starring
end.
Chris Klein.
Yes,
Yeah.
of course, of American
What
Pie
a, what a
fame.
performance.
Where'd you get that black eye? I ran into the leg end of Chun-Li the other day.
And we'll end this Quiz White section with number 3. In its 2000 review.
How many points is this worth?
This is worth. And it's good news. You can win with this one. It's worth all the points.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
In its 2000 review, the New York Times referred to Chuck and Buck as a, quote, Dogma 95 version of what movie, which had come out a week before?
Oh, goodness. Well, I'm guessing it was a stalker movie. Yeah. But I don't.
This is a movie that, honestly, like, if Matt had done this at trivia, no one would have gotten this.
No one would have won this. No.
At all. This is madness. This is pure madness, but it is a funny fact about.
There's not a colon involved, though.
No, there is an attribution. I'll give you this. There's a studio. This is the rare film that starts with a.
Oh,
This is the studio that released this.
That's crazy.
Disney's, right? That's
Yes.
the only studio that takes credit for things.
Indeed.
The Kid?
It is Disney's The Kid.
No, because that's the only one I can remember that has Disney's
Oh,
in
wow. Chris is dabbing.
So
Well,
thank you.
Gosh, that would imply something really sinister about Disney's The Kid.
Or Dogma 95.
I've seen Chuck and Buck. I've not seen Disney's The Kid, so I cannot speak to their similarities or differences.
You chose wrong. Not strong. You chose strong, not wrong, rather. Sorry.
Disney's The Kid isn't about like a monkey playing baseball or something, right?
No, I think it's about
Is it
Bruce Willis
being a kid.
Yeah.
That's fucking Look Who's Talking.
That's true, I guess.
That's the Sixth Sense. Bruce Willis is a kid, right? He finds out in the end that
And
he's a
North,
kid,
for
too.
that matter.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for indulging this quiz down memory lane.
I'm always here for it.
But we should do our final segment, which is, of course, recommendations. Other movies that you might perhaps enjoy.
What's the movie master going to recommend over here?
What is the movie master going to recommend? I had it earlier.
Letterboxd Lothario, Dan McCoy.
Oh, you know what it was?
Had a DM function, he declares. What?
It's the movie I saw today.
Oh, cool.
I saw. We were talking about. We mentioned in passing Blank Check based on the clues of the Letterboxd reviews of one David Sims. I may have been in the same Alamo screening of this film today.
Were the clues? There was a guy crying in the movie.
I don't know. I saw today Predator Badlands, which I enjoyed quite a bit. I have to admit,
Been getting good reviews.
I am not necessarily the world's biggest Pred head. Like, I like it fine, as you know, it's like this is like a solid 80s action picture, but it is of a stripe that is not my kind of movie, like a lot of military men shooting big guns at things. But so the things that I liked about this movie might be the sort of things that annoy real Predator fans. I don't know.
You more of like a drifter rolls into a corrupt town and sorts things out?
I mean, I do enjoy that classic Western thing, but this is more of a barbarian movie. It is like, okay, the Predator
A lady who lives in a basement?
the more classic barbarian thing. Like the Predator is
set in Detroit.
a warlike creature who proves his worth through like tests of strength, like, and is in a harsh world. It is very much like a space opera barbarian.
He's like a
version.
Sigma kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like it is a much more like some people might think
Maybe
it's
a little cutesy.
some people might think it's a little too cutesy.
It's not turning me off.
I was all for a bit of a like slightly silly Predator versus extremely ridiculously hostile planet full of inventive other ways for the planet to be hostile toward him adventure. It gave me some of the joy that like an old style blockbuster movie used to give me. Like for a movie that is based on what, like 40-year-old IP, I was like, oh, this feels genuinely fresh to me for some reason. So I had a lot of fun.
Same creative team behind Prey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
So
like that. That's cool.
I dug it.
Weirdly enough, I'm also going to recommend a movie I saw today in the theater. While Dan was enjoying Predators doing stuff, I was enjoying a woman having a descent into mental illness, I guess. I saw the new Lynn Ramsey movie, Die My Love, which is great. Jennifer Lawrence and Robert Pattinson and Sissy Spacek and Nick Nolte and Lakeith Stanfield all in small roles. But it's really like Jennifer Lawrence is undeniable in this. She is incredible. And Robert Pattinson also very fun and funny. I mean, there's for a movie that is very depressing about about dealing with themes of isolation and mental illness, it still manages to get some jokes in there. There's a sequence where Robert Pattinson is narrating, making like instant mac and cheese that I found so funny. Yeah, it's really great. And it's like a really interesting companion piece to another, we just had Michael Shanks on, writer-director of Together. Interesting companion piece to Together because they basically have the same setup, just very wildly different resolutions. And it's a Lynn Ramsey movie, so the whole time I'm like, man, is she okay? Like,
I feel like every Lynn Ramsey movie is like that. Yeah,
yeah.
But I love Lynn Ramsey movies. Stuart, if my doctor's appointment that sort of like nuked my afternoon had gone on another 15 minutes, I probably would have been in the exact same screening as you. That would have been what was starting at the right time.
How many screenings are going on in New York these days? Because it seems like Dan is just a half skip and a jump away from every screening.
You guys
in
get
New
to
York.
see movies.
I can feel the jealousy beneath you, and I will
envy, Dan. It's
I
not
feel
jealousy,
it too.
envy. Yeah.
Just give them both a hug. Dan.
Look, man, get me a fucking job, and I'll gladly
That's actually a good
not
point.
go to.
If you
That's a
employ
good point.
Dan,
If anyone
There's
in
only
America
one way to stop him.
can help me to stop Dan from seeing all the movies and making me feel bad about never going to theater by giving him a job.
Yeah, we'll trade places. We'll pee in the same fucking fountain.
the
We're going to
difference
be in
is
Chicago in just a few days together. Let's
That's
do
true.
it. Let's find
Let's
a fountain and be in it.
try a bunch of different
and
fountains.
Chicago has the fucking Married with Children.
Let's do the fountain for Married with Children. Exactly. Yeah.
Perfect.
Let's do it. So Chicagoans, you heard it here first. Dan and I will be peeing together at the fountain for Married with Children this weekend.
I
Take 'em out.
heard there's
Before this
snow,
comes
so
out,
I hope
but-
their pee doesn't take a long time, or their little wieners are going to freeze off.
Oh, no. And then we
Little
can dance with them. So I'm going to recommend, as I never get to go to the theaters, I'm going to recommend a movie that I saw at home, which is currently on a streaming service. And this is on Apple TV. You can see Stiller and Mira, Nothing is Lost, Ben Stiller's documentary about his parents and their marriage and also their career as performers, both performing with each other and then separately. And I thought it was really good. I really liked it a lot. It managed to break through the crust of ice that forms around my heart whenever I think about people who are successful in show business after coming from a show business family. But I thought it was really well done and really took advantage of the fact that apparently Jerry Stiller was constantly recording every conversation anyone in the house ever had on audio cassette, which is creepy behavior, but it really is good when you're making a documentary about your parents. Maybe this is just because they specifically spend a little bit of time talking about the Taking Pelham 1, 2, 3. My favorite Jerry Stiller thing. I don't know, but I thought it came out really well and was really good. And I found it was much more touching in the end than I thought it was going to be. So that's called Stiller and Mira, Nothing is Lost. I think that was really good. Chris, what do you recommend?
Well, this probably doesn't need any help, but I'm going to recommend Eddington, the latest Ari Aster film. And I've been thinking about it because I feel like he's a great example of a guy who, well, first of all, I think he's a brilliant kind of technician and has been since his first movie, and sort of had these two successful horror movies, which I guess you'd call like elevated horror, but they were so successful that for at least two movies, he's been able to like do kind of whatever he wants. And he made a big fucking swing in Eddington. And, I mean, in some way, I mean, I can understand why people don't like it. I can understand why people are bananas about it. I was more on the bananas about it front, but I think it is a huge swing that is trying to do so much stuff and say so much that I really admired it as a kind of a 70s big social impact movie. So I really dug that one.
I'm looking forward to seeing it. The only reason I didn't run out and see it is my sadness about the world. And I'm like, is this going to help? I don't know.
No, probably no.
I think it also came out at a time where every once in a while there will be a confluence of events or things, and I'm like, I want to see this movie, but I cannot spare the time to go to the theater.
Yeah, Elliot's like, that's my whole life. I can still see him staring daggers at the rest.
Yeah, I feel like next week there's 4 movies coming out this coming weekend that I want to see. But we're going to be in Chicago, so I can't go see Sentimental Value when it
now
comes.
Take that experience and stretch it out over a year, and that's what I'm like. Oh man, I can't wait to see this movie, and I really wanted to go see.
Take your kids to it.
We'll kidnap you and take you to the theater, Elliot. That's what we'll do.
I was like, there was one night when it looked like I might be able to go see One Battle After Another or whatever it's called, but and then it was like, well, it's either playing at 6:30, which is too early for me to go see it, or 9:30, which is too late for me to go see a 3-hour movie. So I guess I'm not seeing it. I was just so
okay. We're going to see One Battle After Another in Chicago.
I had gotten tickets months ago to see at the American Cinematheque to see Jean Dielman 23.
What a movie!
Rue de Commerce. 1080 Bruxelles, right? And it turned out that my eldest son had something else to do, and I sort of had to be at home with my 13-year-old boy, and my wife Mercedes was like, just take Paolo. And I was like, I don't know if I can convince him to see Jean Dielman 23 Quai de Commerce.
That's a hard sell.
Bruxelles.
That's a hard sell. Yeah.
Yeah, I tried my best, but he was not having it.
You're like, you wanted to see a woman just peeling potatoes for a long time, right? What a movie.
The funny thing is, I've never seen the movie, but I was about to say peeling potatoes.
Yeah.
Somehow that has filtered into my brain that that's the thing, that it's real-time potato peeling.
Interestingly, Weapons has a potato peeling scene in which was it Julia Garner peels the face of some
Spoiler.
guy. Yeah, sorry.
A little more thrilling than
it's Chekhov's potato peeling.
When that happened in the theater, Dan said the guy next to him was like, no.
But the
it's pretty awful.
It's one of these. Gene Dillman's one of these movies where when you hear it, you think about it ahead of time, and you're like, this is gonna be so boring just from the description. And you're watching it, and you're like, I just can't get enough of watching this woman cooking. Like this is really, yeah.
I mean, there's a thing that's one of the reasons why I put off watching the Before trilogy, the Linklater Before trilogies, because I'm like, I don't want to watch two people talk. And then I started watching. I'm like, oh, I want nothing but these two people talking.
This is great. I love it.
Yeah.
I'll even say, guys, I'm going to say Gene Dillman, scarier movie than Weapons, I think. When it comes to potato peeling movies, it's, I think, a scarier movie.
Okay.
Prove me wrong, Reddit guy. Tell me why I'm wrong. I won't see it, and it'll be okay.
Oh, he's gonna have so much to say.
Yeah.
This guy.
All caps locks.
Speaking of both being busy and that guy, thank you, Chris, for taking time from your busy schedule to come and endure us dissecting.
I think I
your
may
picture.
have once again for an episode managed to avoid having to get my children to sleep. So
Wow.
you've done me a service. Thank you guys for letting me
I
back.
feel like there's like people have started podcasts for less reasons than being to be like, well, if I do a podcast these nights, I don't have to spend time I don't have to do the dishes or put my kids to bed because I'm working.
Is there anything you currently want to plug? I mean, Murderbot is, of course, on Apple TV.
Let me see. Is there anything? No, I don't. I got nothing going at the moment. Well, I'm working on Murderbot season 2, but it's gonna be a while. But yeah, Murderbot. If people watch Murderbot, that would be nice. That'd be great.
Watch Murderbot. Why aren't you watching it? Watch it right now.
And you guys got picked up for a season 2. That's awesome.
We did. Yeah. Woo woo.
Woo woo.
Was that an error?
RSC in the USA, right? Isn't that the
Yeah. Well,
by the way, I almost thought of making the Flophouse house cat noise, but then I thought that would be beyond the pale. That would be like a sanctionable offense.
Would have died.
Thank you so much for this. When you said you were willing to do this, it was a shock and a delight. And we would have been happy to have you back for any movie.
Yeah, guys, Dan's like, I don't know if we can let him do this. And I'm like, he said he wanted to do it.
It's not safe for him. You know what? This has actually been great. I was worried about its effect on my psyche, but I feel like thanks to your kindness, we've gotten through this together.
Thank you. Well, thank you for being here. Thank you to our producer, Alex Smith, who makes us sound great. Check out his work under the name Howell Dottie on the internet. Thank you to Maximum Fun, our network. It's full of great shows, funny ones that'll make you think. Check them out. For the Flophouse. What are you laughing at?
Like, things that make you say,
go,
exactly.
Or the Flophouse.
Also, it sounded like Maximum Fun, and I was like, "Is that your new like Turkish backer?"
Boy.
Yeah.
I thought I was doing it so well, but apparently the tequila that Stuart's been feeding me.
You're doing great, Dan. You're doing great.
For the Flophouse, I've been Dan McCoy.
Hey, I'm Stuart Wellington, forever and always.
I'm Elliot Kalin, author of Joke Farming, How to Write Comedy and Other Nonsense from University of Chicago Press. And joining us tonight has been...
Chris Weitz. Flophouse forever.
Good night, everyone.
So you have a background. We're not being videoed, or are we?
We are, but we don't use it. We use it
No, that's fine.
for like...
So
I'm ready.
We'll have like a promo clip of just like a clip of it, but not the whole episode.
So the answer is yes, we will use some of the video footage. But you look cute, luckily.
Yeah,
I was planning to masturbate, but I won't now.
Easily.
I mean, we'll tell,
you're going to be tubing?
If you just don't do it during a really great bit that we're going to want to use as a promo.
Right,
yeah,
right.
Wait until we're doing one of our rare off bits.
Maximum Fun,
a worker-owned network
of artist-owned shows.
supported
Directly
by you.